How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. Matisse,
he's
just fresh off his 100K party.
He's there with the Grand Dam and that Bozo Anita as well, man. That's I can see.
Don't be drawing them out straight away.
I'm drawing them out straight. I'm drawing them out.
I didn't even say hello, you know.
Look, Anita's got up now.
I'm drawing them out straight. I'm drawing them out straight.
You see, look what you've done.
It's this camera, man. It's this camera. Relax yourselves.
It's the camera there.
Yeah,
tell what you're doing.
Tell
Toby that he's too short, man. He's short.
Yeah.
He's too short, man. Look at him.
Hey, damn you, Anita. I hope you so good.
All right, love and guidance. Go on. We've got to start the show.
Bye.
Oh,
Friends.
Oh dear.
yeah, Matisse having the time of his life. All right, big up Matisse again. 100K. He did it over the weekend. Obviously, he just had his 100K stream as well. Show his channel some love, and the rest of the mandem as well. TOBS flipping out in his match reaction. Steve's channel's active. SAEED's channel's always active. GRIZZ is doing stuff. So individual channels in the description below. Big up THUGGEry as well. If anyone was expecting an intro, listen, Skull was at a funeral today. He did try his best, but it wasn't to be, and obviously priorities and all that. So listen, we're here to talk about it anyway, first and foremost. And yeah, let's get into it. I mean, before we even start on the fixtures and the results and the implications and you know how Liverpool are the favorites now, let's get into the look at GRIZZ. Let's get into the referee stuff. Coots, he's been caught saying a madness in the grand scheme of things. It's a mini football scandal in the Premier League right now, because yeah, amongst all the moans and groans over the last 2 years of refereeing PGMOL decisions against each and every one of our clubs here, this kind of comes in and sweeps the feet from under them in a way, because there's nothing they can do to avoid this. They can't, you know, not talk about this. They cannot bring out a statement. They have to address it, and it opens up wider issues. But GRIZZ, you're on the receiving end of the video circulating in terms of Liverpool, so we'll start with you on it. But what do you make of it?
It's good. It's good we're doing this stream now as opposed to when the news came out, because you would have slapped me and told me off for swearing in the first 5 minutes of the video. So I've calmed down. I won't react like I was, because I was typing in capital letters and shit. I was so angry. I was tweeting in capital letters, bro, this morning. Do you know the funny thing is, guys, and you guys are witness to this? Do you remember after the Aston Villa game, and I said to you guys, we've won 2-0 in the end quite comfortably. We're top of the table. Everything's fine. We're top of the Champions League, one defeat, blah, blah, blah. Everything's rosy. But I woke up fuming Sunday morning thinking, what a shit performance from that referee. And I tweeted it. I don't care about the win and everything else. I was still fuming at his performance, not only from a Liverpool point of view, but from a Villa point of view as well. And I thought that performance needs investigating. And look at that, 48 hours later, a video.
Probably knew the video was coming out. They probably tried to blackmail him, so he's shitting himself.
Yeah.
Steve, I had no reason to be bitter, angry, or moan about referees Sunday morning. Everything was rosy, Man City had lost, Arsenal had lost. But I was thinking that refereeing performance was tush, Toby. It was proper tush. That referee was absolutely shocking. So basically, he's done a video to a mate, as you do sometimes when you're slightly intoxicated, right? To say the least, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Matisse Armani. But from 2020, he's done a video to his mate, and it's only been leaked now. Now, obviously, we don't know why it's been leaked now and what the fuck for, and what's the thinking behind leaking it now, whatever, where he's calling Jurgen Klopp a German dude. Right, can't swear first few minutes.
That word can't be said in any minutes.
Oh, in any okay. So he's called a German C word, right? A German C word. Now, yeah. in my life, the people that I speak to, whether you're young, old, whatever, blah blah blah, if you use a nationality of the person in the sentence for no reason, I've struggled to take you seriously after that, because to me that gives off warning signals. Like, if we're going to teach our children and society, and I'm sorry we have to discuss this, but if we're going to teach our children that color doesn't matter, we have to see beyond color, it's all humans are the same, we're all the same, don't look at white, black, brown, German, Pakistani, Nigerian, whatever. But if you're still referencing someone as a Pakistani C, English C, Somalian C, German C, it totally puts me off that person, regardless of what the rest of the conversation is going to hold. So he started off that video by calling him he's German. Dude, you know what I mean? I can't stand him. I hate him. And that's how he's talking about a Premier League manager that he was officiating, refereeing on a regular basis at that time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It just stinks of biasness, which is what fans complain about. There's no conspiracy, I think, amongst referees where they go out to cheat. We're going to fuck City over today. We're going to do Man United today. We're going to do Arsenal today. There's no conspiracy. I don't believe anyway. But no one can tell me there's not a bias. And whether you're professional or professional, and these kind of things, if a referee has this view of a person and a club and their people, are you seriously telling me there's no biasness going into marginal calls? And obviously, you know what fan bases of each club are like. Today, Liverpool fans have been reeling off incidents in the past where he's made the difference, basically, between a 1 point or a 0 or a 1 point and 3. It stinks. It absolutely stinks. And this is all we know, guys. We know there's corruption in Italy, Spain, and it's been caught, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just believe there's the same in this country. It's just not being caught. And this guy's the first one that's going to be, I think, investigated. It should open up a can of worms for investigations galore, because you can't have this kind of, like, there's rumors come out of WhatsApp groups and all sorts now. You know what I mean? And what this guy's been doing in his private life, and with other referees, they went all off to a holiday in a certain part of the country to do certain stuff. It's all over the social media now, which happens. But forget all that then. We don't know about all that. What we do know about is he made this video. Then, guys, very quickly, then he said, it's fake. Now, why did he say that? And who told him to say that? Because that's not, when you work for an institution or a firm, you go to your manager, you go to your boss and say, I'm in the shit here. I've just been caught on video chatting, blah, 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 blah. What do I do? If his bosses have turned around and said, make out it's fake, make out it's fake, then that opens up another can of worms if they're protecting their own again. 45 minutes later, to the same reporter, which is, I believe, was the Daily Mirror's, what's the guy's name? Darren Lewis. Darren Lewis, 45 minutes later, confirmed he's now admitted it's real. 45 minutes later, he's now admitted it's real, but he doesn't remember the content of the video. Make of that what you will, guys, but this is a proper can of worms. It's proper fishy.
Yeah. I think it just falls in line with what a lot of us are thinking in general about it all. I know it falls into Liverpool's lap in terms of the content of the video, but when you see something like that, it's
not Liverpool specific, by the way.
Yeah.
Every club has their, suspicions, and like, how the F did that work? Now I can imagine, and Steve will know, and SAEED will know from North here, Northerners, right, will hate Southerners, not hate. You know what I mean? Referees from up north of Manchester, Lancashire, where are talking about Arsenal clubs or London clubs, will have the same. Yeah, same like a Manchester referee. By the way, he's a Manc. He's from Manchester. Great.
He's a United fan. People say he's a United fan.
He's a United fan. Yes, on his page, his LinkedIn page. He's a Man United
official Facebook page.
Yeah, he's a Man United fan.
Oh, okay.
He's from Manchester. But you get my point. Like, when referees are being assigned, there has to be a deeper dive rather than, yeah, you just might as well cover the Manchester game today, even though you're a Liverpool fan. Or if you're from the Liverpool area or Merseyside, you cover the Manchester game. Or if you're from Highbury, yeah, you can cover the Chelsea game today. Do you know what I mean? Whatever, blah blah blah. There has to be much more scrutiny on how they assign referees and officials, in my opinion, especially after today.
Yeah. The next question is what can be done. I know the foreign referee thing is the first easy, I guess. easy win if you're talking about how to take out some of the bias that is naturally expected in people that were born and raised in this country, because it is, even if you don't like football, someone around you probably does, family, close friend, it can have an impact. But to take the bias out completely is probably impossible, because even foreign
It is
people
impossible.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is impossible.
do you have the English referees on the pitch and VAR in Portugal or in Spain or in somewhere else then? So at least then you've got the foreign referees keeping an eye on it, and if the English referees are doing a madness on the pitch, they can step in and say, listen, go see that. So there's a bit more of a challenge process there rather than them all colluding together. Like right now it does seem like, you know, they're working together and they have to in some way, shape or form, but there also has to be a bit of, I don't know, there has to be something done. You can't just continue going like this. Like, Steve, what do you think about it all?
Listen, it's not good. If you're a referee, and let's not pretend that these referees don't think that the players now. You know what I mean? We've seen the way they strut about. We've seen them turn games into making it about them. You've got to be held accountable for what you say. He looks like he's in a fucking crack then, and he's off his tits. So he's obviously, whatever he's doing, he's waffling. It was weird. It wasn't even like you're talking to your mates and having a laugh. He looked dead straight face. It looked like someone was almost like setting him up to do it. But I don't think we'll ever get the context to it. Like Grizz said, it's opened a can of worms. But on another coin, you get these old referees now doing sportsman's dinners, and they're coming out and they're saying, I hated Alex Ferguson. Yeah, I hated Alex Ferguson. I used to hate Roy Keane. I used to hate Ian Wright. So anyone that thinks these referees they're human beings. So if I'm refereeing a game and Ian Wright or somebody comes up to me and calls me a mad word, straight away I'm thinking, he's a knob. That's just how refs are. But they've got to be professional. This guy now, every decision he's made, every game he's ref, he's going to be looked at. Rival fans are going to go, oh, you remember the time? He's finished. He's finished. But we all know, sat on this panel, yeah, that the refereeing standards in this country is diabolical. We know that. We go watch football abroad, Champions League, Europa League, England games, and we see the game running smooth, less controversy. You look at Premier League, biggest, best competition in the world. It's in every single country. Our referees just can't do it. There's no consistency levels there. I mean, this PGMO, we know what they're about. We've seen it. We've seen it now too long. It doesn't work. This VAR in the room with the lines. I watched the Spanish games the other day. They've got the automated one. Seems to be done in seconds. We're sat in the stadium, have not got a clue what is going on. You're better off watching football at home because you get a bit of an understanding. You get to see these drawings. You're sat in the stadium. We're the last ones to know. Do you know what I mean? But it's not good for the referees. It's not good for the look. Howard Webb. You know, we've even got Ref Watch on Sky Sports. We've got Ref Watch on Talk Sport. What's that about? You know what I mean? That sets alarm bells ringing. That the fact that they need to employ an ex-ref because they know that the weekend there's going to be some bullshit that they're going to go to him for. So, listen, we know it stinks. That guy's finished, in my opinion. And yeah, if I'm a Liverpool fan tonight, and if I'm Jurgen Klopp, and that it's not nice to hear, and then you start looking back and thinking, hold on a minute, did he any underhand tactics for you? You know what I mean?
We do all the same for our clubs. People are, you know, obviously, hopefully the kids in the chat that are saying that we're, you know, waffling, whatever. Hopefully they're not grown-ass adults because it's embarrassing if it's that. But every single fan base would do the same. If it was Arsenal situation, can you imagine Turkish right now? He'd be willing. I'm telling you now. Look, we know how angry Turkish can get.
With that, I just know. But with that, it's bro. We used to get this from Ferguson days, bro. It's not. I mean, this is deep in. I mean,
we could all, we could all see
referees being like, this is just
that
something.
Referee the game at Old Trafford. Remember when you lot went there?
I don't need him to tell me. I don't need him to tell me what CUNTs. Like I know what was going on.
Refereeing performance ever. Was that ever looked at? Was it David Ellery? David Ellery, wasn't it?
Was that his name? Ellery sounds familiar. Yeah,
that was one of the most craziest refereeing performances. Steve will remember it when Arsenal went there under Wenger, the Invincibles.
What 50th?
crazy refereeing performances in the past. But this is what I mean now. Every fan base will think, oh shit, that referee's always doing us over. Arsenal fans the same, Spurs fans the same, Chelsea fans the same. It's natural. So it's not a Liverpool specific thing, people. Get that round your dim heads. It's not a Liverpool. I'm not saying it's only Liverpool getting done. I'm just saying Liverpool got done and it's been exposed today. But each one of your clubs will have been done. So all I'm asking for is more scrutiny in how they assign or even give these effers a job and background checks, etc., etc. I'm not saying, oh, Liverpool got done, that's it, give our titles, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. I'm trying to look at the overall picture and saying that something needs to be done about this.
They're overly protected. You can see, you can tell Howard Webb and whoever else is in charge there. There's no accountability. And I can't lie to you. If I'm doing a job where whatever I know, whatever happens, there's going to be a blanket thrown over me, whether it's a good game, well done. You know, if it's a bad game, here's a blanket, you know, go keep yourself warm. We're going to do what we need to do, which is nothing. You know, we might take you away for one game, you'll be back in for the next. There's no like 3 strikes and you're out. There's no real investigation process into mad decisions, like maybe not drawing a line or other ones along the way with Liverpool, City, Wolves. I remember even every club here. So if I don't know, man, it's deep rooted.
You know what they said when when Virgil van Dijk got taken out by Pickford, etc., when he was out for the season, ruined that season, and disallowed a Mane goal, perfectly good goal if you look back at it now in the last minute against Everton, right? He was the guy on the referee. He was the guy on the VAR, and you know what the excuse was given by who's the guy that's everyone getting cussed now? The one who went Saudi.
Oliver
said at the time, yeah, we forgot to look at the red card incident because we were too obsessed with the
offside.
The offside.
Nonsense. I remember that day. That was nonsense. It was
the official excuse they gave. We forgot to look at the
It was the whole spiel of. I don't even think it was forgot. It was a whole spiel of because it wasn't a legitimate passage of play, because it was an offside. Because it was like a passage of play that led to the player being offside, they didn't look at it as a red card offense. And I'm like, in that situation, it's not even just using rules; it's using common sense. This guy has literally endangered a player, and
not only that, imagine that. I mean, obviously, we know Virgil's come back stronger than ever. Imagine that finished your career as well. On top of that, forget the Liverpool league title aspirations, blah 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 blah. Imagine a man's career in the prime of his career. And we forgot to look at it. It's mad how they're allowed to get away with just saying shit and then just move on.
But this is, I think we were discussing this off air though, like, and I don't want to derail the conversation a bit more, but it's like, no, I know you're laughing, but genuinely, I get your disgust because obviously he's attacking your manager, etc. But are we really going to pretend that man aren't bitching about people that they encounter in work in that fashion when there's no cameras on them, when they're in their own private sanctuary? They're saying this person, and that person says, see you next Tuesday. It happens. And also, we could bring in a foreign referee, but make no mistake, a foreign referee is going to say the same thing about one of the managers in the league.
If it's a personal moment that's happened between the two individuals, the referee and the manager, it doesn't matter where they're from. That bad blood can start from anywhere, right? Oh. If he's made a human error and it's cost the manager points and put him under more pressure in his position, and then he's come after the match and started yelling at him and getting in his face, then privately that referee from anywhere can go and call him that same thing in private. Like, it's just, as much as it's a big deal, it doesn't shock me. And I think, I don't know why people are shocked, to be honest, because these referees are humans and they are going to be affected by what goes on that pitch. They're not robots. It's the same way the players are affected, the same way the managers, the supporters in the crowd are saying, see you next Tuesdays all day. Like, these are just normal people. We need to stop looking at these referees like there's some sort of higher power figure that's just above and beyond and can, you know, just control their emotions at all times. It's not the case. And we've seen performances up and down the country, whether it be stupid decisions, offside lines not being drawn at St. James's Park. Anthony Taylor's got a history with half our clubs here. Like, what has he said in private? But at the end of the day, what can you do about it? There's not really much, because
we can't. And I agree with Toby, and I agree with both of you. What can we do about it? And like Toby says, there's players and they're humans that talk shit about other clubs, managers, whatever, blah, blah, all the time. But I made very clear, it's not Liverpool specific. Turkish asked me my opinion because it's Liverpool related. So I'm giving it from a Liverpool fan point of view. If I was sat on the panel, I would be saying the same shit what you lot are saying, but I would be agreeing with GRIZZ Khan as well. Because the bit where I disagree with both of you is, so we shouldn't speak about it, we shouldn't highlight it, we shouldn't bring it to people's attentions. Influencers like some of you lot are, I'm a small time, you guys are big time influencers. We should be speaking about it. We should bring it to the attention of the PGMOL and say something needs to be done about this.
The fact they were quick anyway. Their response was
Nothing will
quick.
be perfect. Toby's right. It will always happen, but at least try to lessen the fucking chances.
Yeah. I think
don't just say, nothing's gonna happen, let's just carry on, and then next stream do emergency stream. My club was cheated. This referee, don't do none. I'm not talking about you lot, I'm talking about everyone. Let's not do that then. Let's not talk about anything then. If we're saying, it happens. No, it happens. We know it happens, but they need to be made aware that they need to do better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's the overarching thing. I think it is a difficult job to hire for, because there's so many different things you have to look at historically and the present, and it's just accountability that's lacking, and not even just accountability to us as fans or clubs. It's accountability amongst themselves behind closed doors. So that does need to start, because Matisse is right. I mean, I think that also comes down to the type, like, referees have always been surrounded. They've always been abused, like on the pitch. Well, we call it abuse now, but on the pitch is something, when things happen on the pitch, it stays on the pitch. Like there's that second. Like, it's not necessarily abuse, but in the moment you can get vexed. Like, especially Saturday, Sunday league. Like, referees have to have thick skin. They have to know that this is just in the moment. There's no personal thing here. It's in the moment. And once the match is done, we have to keep it moving.
Yeah,
that's also difficult to manage, because how can you tell someone or hope that someone does keep it moving from being attacked on the pitch or seemingly attacked? But yeah, it's a roundabout. We'll continue going, because it's not the first or last time referees will be mentioned this season, that's for sure. But we've got a lot to talk about as well. There is some super chats amongst us. Shaffer says, best quote about refs from Wenger, quote, "When I die and meet God, before choosing between hell and paradise, I'll ask him where all the refs are." And Hybrid Ultra says, everyone's scared to call it corruption, which it is. If you hold a position of power but allow your bias to influence incorrect decisions, it's corrupt. And C says, ref this, ref that. How about we talk about something that's more important, such as Toby looking like a bad bee in his robe today?
This isn't the first time I've worn a robe, so I don't really...
He's obviously new to the show, because that is not a robe, it is the depressing gown. And we will know that when Toby is feeling depressed and life is getting a bit amongst him, that is his comfort blanket. He wraps himself in the depressing gown and it takes him to a nice place.
You know what? Steve is spitting. Steve is actually spitting.
You got it bang on, yeah?
You got it bang on.
Hungarian Henderson says, there's a difference between xenophobia and personal bias. Maybe he just didn't like Klopp, but he should still be able to make objective calls.
What if you mention someone's race? What reason is there to mention someone's race in any context?
Yeah, he should just say Klopp and leave it at that.
I mean, you just, like, the irony with your name and you talking about this, it's weird, man. But thank you for the super chat.
Varun says, Tobes, everyone can vent inside 4 doors. He said German C. That kind of hate puts into question his character and decisions only more. Racist coup out. That's it on the refs anyway. I don't want to delve too much more into it. So we keep it moving. Nearly 30 minutes in, 6K in the building. Hit the like button, people. Make sure you're subscribed, all of that good stuff. And yeah, a lot to talk about. International break here, but Liverpool, the big winners again in game week 11. Back-to-back game weeks now. City and Arsenal have dropped points. 2 L's for City, and an L and a draw most recently against Chelsea for Arsenal. Means the next 2 weeks, Liverpool sit 5 points clear at the top, 5 points clear of City, and 9 points clear of 4 teams, including Arsenal, including Chelsea. And I think the other two are Forest and Brighton, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. But Grizz, let's start with you because, you know, top of the league, things are looking good. You know, back-to-back game weeks where you've taken full advantage of the competition around you, not taking full advantage. You must be a happy man.
Very happy. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. It's a very nice place to be. Place that not many Liverpool fans expected, even the positive ones, the ones that see nothing wrong with the club. And then obviously you got quite a few that were shouting out, slot out, and etc., calling out players, no transfer, FSG out, everything under the sun. You get that aspect as well. I was in the middle somewhere, I'd like to think. I wanted another season of consolidation. As you guys know, I wanted just not to drop off like Arsenal and United, just finish third again, because I expected Arsenal and City go for the title, win a trophy, and then consolidate. Because obviously we didn't buy anyone. It's the same set of players that fell off around March last season. But the bulk of the players were in all 4 trophies up until March. So it wasn't a scrub squad, but it needed coaching and restructuring because we were so awful in defense last year, transition after transition. And I thought, I don't know if you guys watched the game, I thought it was a very good game of football. It was a very good game because Aston Villa were on it. Like, it was a proper tactical setup from Emery. He was playing it cagey. But as I've said before, Slot don't mind playing it cagey, you guys. You know that. People might have thought, oh, we're giving Aston Villa too much space and respect. Brother, I just done a show on my channel just before, and someone sent in a super chat and said, we're playing like Muhammad Ali in terms of, you know, like not always on the front foot, attacking like Klopp. We're just biding our moments. And that's what we've done, guys. The first half was a war of attrition. It was very tactical, very, very careful. Aston Villa on the back of 2 defeats, so they weren't going to be easy to roll over. And then
They gave it a good go, to be fair.
They did give it a good go. And then it was like hints of the Klopp team where 2 set pieces, from their set pieces, 10 seconds later, the goal ball's in the net. Like the first one, Virgil van Dijk wins the ball and plays a sublime pass through to Salah, who's hauled down, by the way. Last man from Leon Bailey. Coup, by the way, waves play on. He says no foul. He doesn't say play on. He says no foul. And the world knew it was a red card and the most straightforward red card anyway. Luckily, Darwin Núñez, you know, galloping like the horse that he is, gets on the end of it. And you think to yourself, oh, he's gone too wide. And Martinez, unofficially the best goalkeeper in the world to many, I think to myself, why he's going to save this now. But then Núñez does this finish where he sort of chips it over, blasts it over him as opposed to going try one of the corners. 1-0, and the second goal, very reminiscent of the goal Salah scored at Anfield against Arsenal. I think it was in his first season, where he nicks the ball in our half, headers it through and goes all the way through. Don't know if you guys remember that. But it's like, where the hell did that pace come back from? Where did that pace come back from? Like, mad pace from Mohamed Salah. I believe now that's 10 goals and 10 assists. We're in week 11 for Mohamed Salah.
It's mad.
He's quite an alien, guys. I'm not gonna dwell on Mohamed Salah. He's quite an alien, and we know about the stats and facts. Well, the other ones he's broken this week in terms of overtaking numerous people in the goals and stats and assists, whatever. But yeah, overall, I knew these 2 weeks are going to be pivotal. But the next 2 weeks, where we play away and you guys play home, are going to be equally as pivotal. I know we got Man City next in the league, but then we got Newcastle away, Everton away. So I know I said game week 12, but what I'm saying is Man City at home, Newcastle away, Everton away.
But if you beat Man City, you're how many points ahead of them?
I don't know. Or if it's the next game week, 8. If it's the next game week, yeah, it is the next game week.
I think it is.
No. We got Southampton before that. They've got Spurs before that. We got Southampton.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And then after that, it's Newcastle and Everton away. and we know Newcastle away ain't easy. So, but right now, cloud 9, top of the world, top of the table, playing not great football, but functional, structured football. Very hard to create chances against. I know Aston Villa seemed like they had situations, but again, not many clear-cut chances apart from set pieces, where Everton, Aston Villa are very good at set pieces. So yeah, man. When there's shouts of it's ours to lose right now, as I said, I don't discount City. Say what you want about Man City, and we'll speak about City, and we'll have a few things to say about City, but I'm not ruling City out. So yeah, man, it's a good place to be right now, and I'm going to enjoy my international break, and hopefully Trent can recover. Elliot will be back. Allison will be back. Chiesa hopefully will be back, and Jota a couple of weeks extra, and then we can go again. We can go again.
Yeah, I mean, we need to seriously give a lot of credit to Slot, because a lot of people are just assuming it's going to go left, but this guy's in his first campaign, no signings, and he's just hit the ball out the park. Well, one signing in Chiesa, but Chiesa he don't even count. This guy ain't played a minute. I haven't seen him, so I know he's been signed, but it's almost equivalent to when Arsenal signed Timber last season. Then he was just injured. Do you know what I mean? We almost just chalked it off as someone that's not even there. The way he's been able to get the likes of Gravenberch rejuvenated, playing at a top level, you know, we haven't seen that from him since he joined Liverpool. He's got Diaz playing consistently. He wasn't consistent. You know, Diaz, he was playing like a 23-year-old, and he's 27 previously.
His output was always questioned.
Yeah, always questioned.
Has he been consistent, Diaz?
Enough.
Would you say?
But I say Diaz has been consistent.
Yeah,
I think he,
for the most part,
I think he deserves to be called consistent this season.
He
might not have been brilliant every single game, but he's been very good for the majority. If you're keeping out Gakpo, who's also been really good as well, then I'd say you've been consistent. I think only him, Gakpo, and Salah you could say have been, and obviously then Nunes has popped in, Jota's been out, and I don't know if you've got another attacker as well, but McAllister is kind of dipped, and Szoboszlai, and it's up and down, but there's a couple guys that are just keeping the team ticking. Konate, you know, Van Dijk.
Jeez.
Wow.
There was times when it was a throwback to the 1920 season where you're right, McAllister is not being himself. You're absolutely spot on. And there was too much for Gravenberch to do on his own, and they were like 3 against 2 a couple of times, right? And it was back to the old days where Virgil and Konate, or at the time it was Virgil and Gomez, where one-on-one, we're not scared. Like, we'll take you all on one-on-one, even more. So I don't know where Virgil, like you guys were on the stream where you baited me out with the Virgil thing last year. So
you didn't stick by your man. It's not us. We're here to ask the questions.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
I didn't give up on Van Dijk.
I think Salah was also involved in that, no?
You got me.
To be fair, I think you backed him.
No,
I
think
Salah.
Yeah, Salah will let him off.
I agree. I didn't write off Virgil, but you guys know what I said. But obviously, you're going to interpret I wrote off Virgil.
Yeah.
I said we're never going to see those levels of Virgil again.
Yeah.
What do I fucking know? What do I know? Mate,
I think Konate is one of them.
He's showing levels.
More. Is it just me?
Konate is unreal at the moment. Unreal.
I'm saying Virgil's not been good. It's more Konate because, bro, the guy aerial is good. Defensively 1v1, forget it. You know what I mean? You've seen Mama Martinelli running away. That's what most defenders are doing now. It's just the presence of Konate. It's like this. I don't know how tall is he? 6 foot what?
It's back on form.
3-4.
Tall enough, and he's just. And the thing is with Liverpool now, it's like it's the control element. Had it been Jurgen Klopp here, and there was this back and forth, it would have been
with him
right.
at his best as well. It's because he dominates like. Because obviously, it's for me, it's really easy to see when Konate is playing well versus when he isn't because of what he offers Liverpool. When he's playing well, what he offers Liverpool on that right-hand side, it's literally like a one-man machine, bro. Like aerial duels, you ain't beating him. Ground duels, you ain't beating him. Very, very strong 1v1. He might give away the odd mistake here or there, but for the most part, he's just a rock, an absolute rock. So I think if I'm looking at Liverpool this season, I think the 4 horsemen, I'm looking at Salah, I'm looking at Gravenberch, I'm looking at Van Dijk, and I'm looking at Konate. It's not to say that there aren't some other good performers, but I'm saying
Credit to Colour.
those four from game one through to present day, along with the manager, they've been on it. They've been on it.
Yeah.
No, generally, I think Matisse is right. Like we crashed. Well, I crashed it on slot start of the season, thinking, yo, what's the slot machine gonna give us this season? But fair play, the slot machine is machining. You know what I mean? Like I can't lie. Sorry, the slot machine is machining. Like
in the jackpot.
It's controlled. It's like, yeah, Aston Villa had chance, and I think for me, I think that was a penalty, guys. I don't know about you lot, but I think that was a penalty on for Watkins. But listen, they carried on, and Salah scored, and they've got match winners in Salah. And yeah, it's controlled. That's what I like about it. It's controlled, and there's an element of that kind of basketball kind of game that maybe Jurgen Klopp gave you. You ain't gonna get that, bro. If it's 1-0, it's 1-0. We hold out for a 1-0.
You know what,
if it's 2-0, fair enough.
You know what I agree with is the latter, which is teams are throwing shit at Liverpool and they're staying strong, and then they're picking teams off at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like we've seen different iterations of Liverpool this season. We've seen games like Brentford where they'll control the thing from start to finish. They won't create chances. But I'm not gonna lie, I think that Aston Villa game was a lot more open than people give it credit for. Aston Villa created their moments.
They're wasteful, man.
They had
that Bailey brother, by the way. Oh, I can't stand him, bro.
He's not been good this season. But the point I'm making is Liverpool have given, I think in that game, Liverpool gave up some chances, but what you felt with Liverpool was, in my opinion, there was no moment in that game where I felt, even if Aston Villa take these chances, they're gonna go on and win the game. I felt Liverpool, for me, in the second half especially, carried a consistent threat, especially from the set pieces. And then the individual quality of your Mo Salahs, etc., etc. Like, if they really wanted to, they could have made that scoreline a lot more comfy. But yeah, I don't know. I watched the game. I said, scrappy game. Personally, I thought it was a lot more end to end than people give it credit for. But in the end, I felt Liverpool deserved to win the match,
and they deserve to be top of the league, and they deserve to be top by points they've been. They are top by.
If our next day fixtures were told, like, you know, Leverkusen, Leipzig, Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa, we've won every.
Is Madrid in there?
No, but then we're ending it with Madrid and City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've won. I think it's 5 out of the fixtures everyone was looking forward to Liverpool dropping off. So we're doing it well. Obviously, all eyes will be on the Man City game in 3 weeks' time. Maybe not the Madrid game as such, because even if we lose, we're comfortable in the Champions League. But it's the City, Newcastle, and Everton 3 games. Wow. They're like, I'd say they're title deciders from a Liverpool point of view. Because if we win those 3 games, we win the league.
Is there pressure on your owners now to, if he's analyzed this team over 6 months and said, right, I didn't spend anything in the summer, 12, 13 million on Chiesa, and that was just really just salad depth, and he's not even played. But if he says right now, to win the league, I need a DM, or I need, you know, just one addition, maybe left back, I don't know, Robertson's, you know, getting older. Is FSG under pressure, do you think, to give him that? Because what you don't want is to not quite make it over the line, or to miss out by a point, or especially if you have a gap, you know, at the top of the league going into January, you'd want to finish it off, right? Get the job over the line.
100%, but like Steve said a couple of weeks back or last week, finding that player is so difficult. Now we know, and I'm adamant we need a midfielder. I'm adamant we need another DM.
Because if Gravenberch got injured, it would be.
Gravenberch's injured, Endo is not the answer. And he's so obviously not in Slot's plans. It's quite embarrassing. Like, he's literally don't play him at all. He gives them like last couple of minutes. He just doesn't rate Endo, which I quite like about him as well. He's been ruthless. He's been all lovey-dovey, but he's been ruthless, bringing off Trent, bringing off Salah, not thinking Endo's the one for him, shipping out some of the youngsters that were deemed to be our new academy stars. I don't know if he's the type of coach here, because I'm still learning about him, to go to the board and say, yo, I need X, Y, and Z. Give it to me in January. Me personally, I totally agree with you. 100% think we need another midfielder, because that's the one area we're still light. We've only got the 4 Midfielders are rotating at the
Is
moment.
Elliot out for the whole season or something?
Elliot's back now,
Oh,
but he's more of a.
yeah.
We don't know where his position is still on the slot. We knew on the clock, but we don't know on the slot. So that's waiting to see what Elliot does. But yes, if we go out and get a Zubimendi, then we must. But the chances of that under this ownership, slim. That's what I'm saying. Slim.
I think it's going to be a very, very active January, though. Just as a general, like, I think Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City.
None of us really did.
Oh, City definitely.
We did something, but our net spend was still profit. I mean, you don't expect that from clubs going for the title. So I think all of us must have a reserve in the bank in January. We must do.
We must.
Someone just mentioned Baleba from Brighton. Yo,
Leave him alone, man.
You ain't getting him for less than 90, though. You know the way Brighton move.
I don't know how he didn't start against City. Did you lot watch the game? The difference?
Yeah. No,
Of course. We were saying it before the game. He should have started.
Yeah, you were saying it, yeah.
They've got a lot. When you go through Brighton's squad, because they've had a lot of injuries, they got depth. They got that European depth from last year. They got options.
Yeah.
Serious options at Brighton team.
But yeah, overall, we do need something. Centre back, you know what I mean? Kwanzaa showing his age and inexperience now.
Sure, many.
He was always going to have a dip. I don't believe the rumours, but the rumours are that
they're going to definitely keep him now that they got Rudiger out and not Rudiger.
Well, they're saying Madrid want to get him. I don't know if you guys believe that. I can't see them ditching Tchouaméni after one season. Would you say? I don't know. A couple of seasons. No. But I wouldn't be my number one choice right now. It'd be Zubimendi. But I think City will be in for Zubimendi as well. Probably. He's the kind of
a couple Real players should be up for grabs come summer. I'd say one attacker.
Not in the summer though, not in the Jan though, because they've got injury.
No, not Jan.
Not Jan.
Probably not Jan. But even then, I mean, you look at Arda Güler, for example. He don't get no game time, so maybe a lone injury. But I'm not saying you necessarily might need that position. But I mean, there's going to be a few players. I think Rodrigo in the summer, Tchouaméni maybe. There's going to be players there, but January is very difficult. I mean, you're looking at release clauses maybe or unsettled players. Gyökeres is probably the one with the release clause everyone is looking at, but I don't know. That's obviously that's more us than it is you two, really. Actually, with Liverpool as well, I mean, you could do well getting a striker, an out striker.
I think one would need to leave, obviously.
Yeah,
and obviously all eyes on Nunes to see how he does this season if he keeps his place. But now a lot of the fan base want Jota gone. They're saying as cold as he is and everything, he's always injured.
Man. You hear that? Oh,
what a surprise!
I said a lot of fan base want him because of his injury, not because of his caliber. But quality.
Didn't I say? When did I question his caliber? I said he's not going to play enough games.
SAEED bait, man. SAEED just put your name in it.
Okay, just saying. I said he's a good player, but he gets.
Yeah,
he's not a natural.
See, the thing is, there's two different things. You could be unlucky or you could be injury prone. To me, injury prone is when you're getting hamstrings, muscle injuries. Oh, he's pulled his arm. Oh, he's got a headache this week. Oh, he's hurt his ankle this week. His last two major injuries have been 2 6-foot+ centre backs falling on him. One fell on his knee and fractured his knee, and the other one punctured his lung. By the way, that's his injury. So you can be unlucky or you can be injury prone. I don't know if he's injury prone. I think he's bloody unlucky right now.
No, he's injury prone. He's also unlucky as well. You can be both.
Oh, you can be both as well.
Yeah. Reece James is both.
If before we get Steve's opinion of the Liverpool situation, SAEED, TOBS, and Matisse, from now, if you had to put everything down on a team to win the league, who would you three put it down on now, considering the circumstances?
I've said it. Liverpool now.
It's tough, man. I'm still gonna go with Man City, but honestly, I feel like this. It's time to take. I never really took
that game at Anfield is the one.
I never really took Liverpool seriously as like as title winners. I knew there would be title contenders, but I've never really taken them seriously as title winners. But now I'm taking them seriously as title winners because there's only so many games where you can keep saying, "Oh, Liverpool are picking up points." I predicted you third. So I'm still gonna go with Man City, but I think it's a lot closer now.
Aggressively there, man.
It's a lot closer now with Arsenal and Liverpool than some Arsenal fans would like to admit. And as good as Arsenal are, right, on paper, sorry, a 9-point deficit and the goal difference, no matter how good you think you are, that's difficult to overturn. Very difficult to overturn.
Yeah.
So,
well, one more defeat for Arsenal and it's 12 points. And for me, 12 points
peak,
is
bro.
you're not you shouldn't be talking about title after that. You should be talking
We're gonna
about
get
where
there,
you
innit?
are.
We're gonna get there. Let's just finish
So-
this segment one by one.
But yeah, no, for me, I say Liverpool now, purely because it's Man City. Just
Shocked
they
me.
don't seem to have a solution. The way they defend is just kamikaze. It's incredible how bad it is. And until January, when they can get reinforcements, there's still a lot of fixtures to go until then. So I say, so say Liverpool right now be favourites. And for City, as much as we talk about City don't have to win this title. Like they've won 4 in a row. They've done something that's unprecedented. If they were to do 5 in a row, it would be an embarrassment in terms of the rest of the league. In terms of not actually taking one off them, it's Arsenal that must. Arsenal are the ones that need to be looking at Liverpool, thinking this is embarrassing. This is like we've been grinding and grafting the last couple of years to be the team to be there when City have that natural drop off, because it is natural that City maybe don't have the market they always do, and they underestimate the squad or whatever. And then Arsenal are nowhere to be found, and it's Liverpool. Like it's mad. That cannot happen.
If Arne Slot comes in, right, with one summer signing and gets a title before Arteta Lego head and his gazillion and one defenders and multiple systems and all of this jazz, serious inquest, especially coming from a team that a lot of Arsenal fans don't really rate like that. A lot of Arsenal fans, you speak to them and they'll speak quite disrespectfully about Liverpool. So you better not let Liverpool and Onslaught win this title on your head tops. Otherwise, serious inquest. Yeah,
and
serious.
Just to add to that, whenever the manager, the second best manager in the league conversation is happening, it's always Arteta. It can never be Emery. It can never be anyone else. It's always Arteta, let alone Slot. So as the second best manager in the league, I expect you to be the one that takes that title when City are crumbling. You know,
I agree. I don't disagree with anything you lot said. Before you asked me for my thoughts on it, you don't want to say anything else?
No. I just wanted to emphasize.
Me and Tobes are having fun.
Who's gonna win the title?
All I asked was who's going to
like, yo.
Yeah, but me and Tobes are having fun. We're just reminding you.
You know, it just gets like that sometimes. What can we do?
I hear it though. I hear it. I can't lie. I hear it.
All right, but let's remember, what Matisse said Liverpool, Tobes said City, and Saeed's gone for Liverpool now as well. Steve, you've been quiet in this segment. Before you give your overall thoughts, obviously you've gone for City for the title from the very beginning. Has your mind changed any shape or form on that, or are you still confident in your boys?
Never change, man. Never. You can't back against my team when you've seen what they've done. How many times before have we been behind and everyone gets excited? Oh, Man City have fell off. Man City's this. Oh, you're not as good as last season. They're not the same. Then all of a sudden, everyone just goes back into the holes and cries when City come late and win the league and blames everything else. So, listen, I'll admit it. We've not been the same this season. The on and off the pitch, there seems to be, when you get that togetherness as supporters and players and you feel it, we ain't feeling it. Like Matisse said before, we've won 6 of the last 7 Premier Leagues with no drop-off, People have had dropped into the Europa League for a season, came back, things like that. We haven't done that. And miraculously, we still find ourselves second. This is how mad it is, People are getting into me. You lost 4 in a row. Some team, these are men whose team are 13th in the league, chatting shit to me. You know what I mean? They'd swap their season for our crisis.
I mean, it's right, isn't it?
What do you mean? You are 13th.
It's right.
Okay, but would you not swap 13th for second?
No, we know that we don't. But I'm just letting you know that you just lost 4 in a row. That's all I'm letting you know. I mean,
I know that. What I'm trying to say is, second, it's nothing to celebrate. If you're 13th, if you were second and we were 13th and we'd lost 4 in a row, then get on me, man.
No, but listen, man, we're here. This is the big 6.
Okay, whatever. I'm talking anyway.
We have to face the reality. The reality is right now, you man.
The reality is right now, Manchester City is second in the league and 5 points off the top. That's it. That's all you need to know. We've not played well all season, but if we haven't played well all season and we're second, how fucking shit must you be if you're 13th? That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So come on, let's.
We can talk
relax
about
a
all
little
of
bit.
that, yeah. But the reality is, yeah, your man
I don't
got
want to
done
talk about
by
United all
Amorim.
night.
Your man
I
got
don't want
done
to talk about.
by Brighton, yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? And
Yeah.
listen, you can talk all that little talk with City and all of that, but reality is, man, people are gonna laugh at you. People are gonna laugh at City for losing 4 in a row. Because is it the norm? Yeah, cool. But people are gonna laugh at you, man, and just relax. That's all it is.
And
You got
listen,
this.
that's
You
no
seem
problem.
calm. And Rodri's, I mean,
That's
who
no
said it?
problem.
Is it Diaz? Diaz has said, don't doubt us. So we'll see.
That's no problem to me. People can laugh. It's been a long time. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. It's not a problem. All I'm saying is, I said beginning of the season when we was winning, we're not playing well. I told you we would lose against Tottenham. I told you what was coming. I watched this team for too long. I know it. You watch your team every week, you know it. People's like, oh yeah, Steve's saying this, Steve's saying that. Steve's telling you the truth.
It's actually the
Pep
first
knows-
time you've not predicted a win, isn't it? Against Brighton.
Yeah, he said he'll take a draw.
Yeah.
Pep knows the problem. The players know the problem. We've got to fix the problem. So players have pulled out of international duty this week. Foden, Grealish, Nunes, Akanji. They need to get fit. Ruben Diaz, Doku, all pulled out. Pep's gone in there last week. I have it on good authority. He's read the right act to him. Nathan Ake, etc., going away on international duty, coming back. We're fit on the ground. You ain't going international duty. Whether you believe me or not, that's what he done. And that's what's happening. They've got to pull together, regroup. We get Grealish back, Doku back, De Bruyne back, Diaz back, Stones back, Ake back. Yeah? It's a different team. Different team. What we can't do is let Liverpool pull away. GRIZZ knows that this is it. He's been there before. They've got to pull away. When they won the league, they pulled away. They've got to pull away. And GRIZZ looked at his games and said, these are important. City have got Spurs, Villa, Liverpool, next 3. Looking at our team now, if we haven't got them players back, we'll beat Spurs, we'll beat Villa, we get beat at Anfield. That's what we get beat at Anfield anyway with a full squad. It's just what happens. But what I'm saying is, I feel like he's going to get it together. We've got enough to get to January, and then they've got to buy in January. That's basically where we stand at the minute. And like, you know, Liverpool have been brilliant. Nobody expected this from Slot. The beginning of the season on the overlap, they asked me about him. I said, literally, I can't give you an answer because we don't know anything about him. He's literally 50-50. And you've got to give him credit because I've said it before. He came in and he resisted the temptation to change everything up. He took a step back. He played with what he's got. He sussed it out. He started getting momentum. He started getting rhythm. And when you get the fans behind you at Liverpool, it's fucking crazy. It can get you on a wave where you feel undefeatable. And I've seen it with Jurgen. He's fucking minging, man. It's minging because you do a win and you think, right, Liverpool definitely dropping points today. Next minute, fucking hell, he's fist pumping the cop. They're fucking going to win again. And then GRIZZ will be thinking, fuck me, City's got to play them. They're going to get beat. And then we win and all that. But he's got a chance now of just pulling away and getting to January and deflating teams. I feel like the players, if they look at Liverpool and with 10 behind, I feel like they'll write it off. And I feel like it could be their year. So we've got to make sure we keep on the coattails of Liverpool. We've got to make sure we keep the pressure. Arsenal are in the same boat. They can't fall any further behind now. And we know where we are. We're a system-based team. And players that are not in the system because they're injured, the ones that are coming in to replace them ain't nowhere near as good as them. They're not. That's a fact. You know what I mean?
But this is what I wanted to ask you, though, because you're right. Pep doesn't know what the problem is because everyone knows what the problem is. But is he being stubborn, or is this what makes him the coach he is? Or what is it that he's doing? Because he's doing some mad shit. Like some of the decisions, or is there something behind that we don't know about certain players not playing?
Well, on the bench, right, he had Akanji, Ake. I have it on good authority that none of them could play. Ake got a thigh strain. Akanji struggling with a muscle strain. They were just there to make the numbers up, just to make it bolstered like they had them options. They couldn't play. Kevin De Bruyne came on. He was walking around the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, it's mad. But Pep is stubborn. We know that. We know that. But with him, it has worked for him. He's never really, apart from the Champions League final in Porto, he thought he was right. He played 29 consecutive games with a DM. He got to the Champions League final, didn't play a DM, got beat. You know, they all said, "Oh, he overthinks it." So we know he has his flaws, but I don't know. This is a big test for him. Biggest test he's got, because he set the bar here, and then now we're here, and the fans ain't used to it. The players ain't used to it. He's got to raise it. He's got to literally get everyone off their ass and raise it without dropping any more points and letting Liverpool just jot into the distance. So
I think
we're ready for it. You know what I mean? We're ready for it as a fan base. We're ready for it. Got to get behind the squad, get people back, and just fucking go for it, man. It's not in our nature not to go for it. They're going to go to the end, and like you say, them that write Man City off. You've done it before. You know, you'd be stupid to do it. But I'm telling you now, at the minute, we're miles off it.
I think I'm so happy that Spurs lost, because they can't play as bad and whatever against you next game. So, and we know their record against you as well. And if you haven't got any recovered players, I know you think you're going to be comfortable or you're going to win there. I think Spurs and City is another crazy weekend of football.
It's a difficult game for them.
Yeah.
Even if it's I'll back them to beat us personally.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
But I still think because of the vulnerability that we're seeing from teams, when teams are pressing Man City, they're pressing Man City high. Of course, Man City have the quality to play around the press sometimes, but for the most part, when teams are pressing Man City high, they're getting joy, they're forcing turnovers, and they're creating chances.
The amount of turnovers is insane right now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk? Do you want me to go into the Brighton game? Should we go into that?
Yeah.
So basically, what happened at Brighton? Exactly the same what happened at Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon showed Man City too much respect first half. City bopped it around like it was a training session. Didn't finish them off. Let them get in. Went in at 1-1. The City players thought, pretty easy, that we'll beat these. Lisbon's gone in there at half time and got, hold on a minute. We've cut through these easy. We're showing them too much respect. Let's put it on them. They put it on us. They won the game. Brighton at weekend, exactly the same. Brighton set up like shit. This is Man City. They're going to kill us. We need to sit back. They sat back. Like Toby just said, they didn't press high. They sat back. They let Manchester City control it. Kovacic was driving through midfield, and we got our noses in front. Savinho should have scored. He went through one-on-one again, missed. If it's 2-0, it's a different game for me. Brighton's come out second half, put Belieber on, stop Kovacic from getting in that midfield, break it up in there, press high. They pressed high, they won the game. Man City, what you know over the years, the pressing game is sensational. When they start pressing, everyone presses at the same time, we win the ball back. Now what you're getting is, you're getting individuals pressing. You're getting Bernardo Silva doing a Bruno Fernandes and running 65 yards chasing the goalkeeper, and teams are bopping it around us. Nobody's going at the same time. It's totally not Pep football. It's disjointed and it ain't working. Rico Lewis is a young lad. You know what I mean? He's coming into midfield. He's great when he's bursting through the midfield, gets to the final third. Oh, shit, what do we do now? He hasn't got the Ireland pass ball in him. He turns around sideways. He gets dispossessed. He puts the ball back on us. Josko Gvardiol, 1 minute is a left back, then he's a centre back. Kyle Walker, miles off it, mate. Miles off it. The winger gets the ball. He's not tight on him. He's in the middle of the park, pointing at the young kid, telling him where to go. To be fair to Simpson Poussey, he had a decent game. You know what I mean? Technically, he's a very good player. You can tell he's come out of the academy. His touch and everything's perfect. He's got no man strength. So the players are knocking him off the ball. Gyökeres in Lisbon smashed him all over the park. And Brighton just went a little bit rough at us there at the end. João Pedro and that got through us. So too easy to get at Man City. We can't let the fear factor go. We can't let these teams think, fucking hell, we can get at them. We're a wounded animal. I said that last week. We've just got to get back, all the players back fit, start again and go again. But at the minute, honestly, miles off it. But this is why Pep's the best. He's got to fix it. He's got to fix it.
Is Villa at home for you lot as well?
I think it is.
Well, quick question then. You know, obviously, we've only known you top of the league. When Liverpool ran away with it. At what point in the season did you say, yeah, I don't think it's happening for us this season? When it was that season, was there a specific point result, like a points barrier? Because
I think it's the points, because I mean, if you're 12 points behind, they've got to lose 5 games. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to win them all. The way City lost 4 in a row, so the chances of us winning, we have got that run in us, but this team hasn't got that run in us, not until we're fit. So you're hoping for some sort of collapse over there. But at the minute, you can't see it. So you've just got to keep on the coattails. 5 points, 6 points, 4 points, 5 points. You've got to keep within that distance to get to that last 10 games when you can think, right, let's crank the pressure up like City do, and let's do a 10-game unbeaten run, and let's make sure Liverpool do a 10-game. And if Liverpool go and do a 10-game and win the league, the best team always wins the league. It's a fact. There's no hiding from that. But we've got to keep on the coattails. And we're 1 point worse off than last season at this stage now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
what's giving me, sorry, Tobs, very quickly, what's giving me hope and vigor is Rodri. Like in normal situations, I would be laughing at you lot, or not you lot, but anyone writing sitting off. I'll be laughing and saying, "Shut up, man! What are you talking about?" But and I say it again and again and again and again and again. Rodri is the most influential player for any team in world football, and it's so apparent right now. It's so blatant in our faces, and that's why I can see Liverpool dropping off. 100%, I can see Liverpool dropping off, but I can't see City winning 16, 17, 18 games in a row like
I agree. I agree with you at the minute.
I agree with that.
Every year, there's a phase where they win 16, 17 games in a row. Can anyone really see City doing that 16, 17 game in a row?
Not 16.
I
I can see them
definitely
going
see us wobbling. We are going to wobble, man. We're going to
100%.
definitely wobble. But that's why it's going to be nip and tuck. This is why I'm saying it's going to be the wild, wild west. There's going to be twos and fro. No one's running away with this league.
I think,
but City or Liverpool.
Do you know what it is as well, though? I do think Man City. I do think there are certain players that they're either hiding behind this Rodri injury, or they're just not bringing their true form to surface, right? And for me, I look at it 2 ways. I think there are some of these players whose form is literally enabled by Rodri doing what he does in the midfield to get the ball into positions where those players can have an influence. Or there are some of these players just not really pulling their weight enough, and Rodri was having to do the job of like 2-3 people at once. So I'm looking at players like Phil Foden. He was PFA Player of the Year last year. Phil Foden's been nowhere near it this season. He's been nowhere near, and I know he had these injury concerns, he had these injury issues, etc., but he's been nowhere near it this season. Bernardo Silva, I know he's been ran into the ground, but Bernardo Silva, for me, has not played good football for large parts of this calendar year. Forget about this season, this calendar year, right? Gundogan has come back into the team. He's not been to the level, to the standard that we expected. I just feel like Rodri's a big blow, but I do think Man City, the difference in Man City winning or losing some of these games without Rodri is some of these better players also getting back into form. Because I think one of the things, and just based off my experience when we played Man City, is you can press them high, you can force some turnovers. If you're clinical, you can nick a goal or two. But I think what I'm noticing from some of these matches is there will be periods where your energy will sap. Eventually, Man City move the ball so well, your energy will sap, and then it's in that moment you have to ride the wave. And in that wave, Man City will create chances. And in that moment, if Phil Foden's sharper, if Bernardo Silva's sharper, if Savinho's putting in that chance instead of missing it, etc., then it's in those moments Man City can reclaim control of that game. So I think you're right. The Rodri component is big, and it's definitely the reason why this is closer. But I also think Man City's supporting that, the bigger players that are still fit, they need to come to the party. They do.
The thing is with Rodri, though, he dictates the pace as well. So if Pep wants to slow it down, he gets it onto Rodri, tell him to slow it down. Rodri can slow it down. He gets the ball from the back four, knocks it to the left, to the right, slows it down. If Rodri needs to step the tempo up, all of a sudden, He's getting the ball, turning fast. He's zipping it into Foden's feet. He's moving. City get caught on the counter-attack. Who's there running back? Taking the technical foul? Rodri. Breaking it up? Rodri. Set pieces? Rodri. But
It's a
we've
one-man
got
machine,
ourselves...
man. It's a one-man machine.
Say again?
It's literally like he does everything by himself. That's what he does.
He is. And then people go, oh, I'm not having this Rodri excuse. Well, listen, if you want to call Man City a one-man team, I look as Man City as a machine. And the central cog in the machine that makes all the other little cogs work is him. Yeah. And like you say, we've got nobody that can replace him. We're totally different. You see Sporting Lisbon put a pass from the edge of their box right through the middle of the park and set Gyökeres through in a one-on-one. Tell me when you ever really see that now when Rodri's there. It doesn't really happen. He's there. Do you know what I mean? But we've got to fix it. We've got to fix it. And Pep's got to fix it. There's a cloud hanging over Pep's future as well where it doesn't help. So for me, coming back, he needs to either say, if there's silence when we get back from this international break, it's alarming for me, because why would you not say, I'm signing a one-year deal and give the whole club a boost and get everybody back on track and pin your colours to the mast? Why is he being silent? You know what I mean? But he's a strange geezer. You know what I mean? He's like that, and that's just him. But January, we got to buy. If we don't buy anybody in January, he's going 100%. He's going 100%. That's what. But I mean, they might be saving for the next guy. You don't know. We need to. I know that. But City are a bit weird like that.
Yeah, because by January, look, people are. I think we're looking past how big this game at Anfield is. Because if Liverpool win, they're 8 points clear of City.
Humongous.
Yeah, we were talking about City needing to sign someone in January. I'm not saying 8 points is too much for City. I understand Steve's confidence, but 8 points in the form Liverpool are in, with a hump down the road, it's a very nice buffer to have, especially with the quality of players. 100%. So I think come January, Steve might be right. If it's a case of, you know what, it looks like the league's a bit out of reach. Pep's going in the summer. We want to give our new manager the reins, the new money. Like Matisse said, we've won 4 in a row. I don't think Man City, out of all 3 of us, need to sign in January, because they've done their dirt. They're kind of fixing their outlook on the future. I think if Liverpool are in Liverpool, I think Liverpool and Arsenal should definitely buy in January. I don't know about City.
No,
I don't know,
because
they're going
to. If you don't think they're ambitious enough to get 5 in a row, you're thinking they can still do it with.
No, it's not about ambition. It's about timing in football, and it's about understanding cycles. And when we look at that Man City team, it's very old in terms of Kovacic, in terms of Walker, in terms of De Bruyne, in terms of they didn't replenish the backup striker situation with Alvarez to replace Haaland. Even the wingers, like they're either very young or Grealish, who's not really been a integral part of City every single season like that for what they paid. Gundogan, like Stones has injuries, Diaz has had injuries. Like
you look at the players they've let go: Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia, Douglas Luiz, Pedro Porro. All players that would get in the side now. Pedro Porro gets in at right back. Douglas Luiz could sit in DM there now. You know what I mean? Cole Palmer would be playing on the right. So this is a madness. This is another thing that
Villa as well.
But the thing is, you've sold those guys. You've made those crazy record profits, and we did the same with Courtois, not Courtois, sorry, with De Bruyne, with Salah. We did some great scouting, and we had some great players come through the academy. We've made record profits off
Morgan
the academy
Rodgers,
the last couple of years. But
say what I would Bellis England squad.
But it catches up with you. It does catch up with you at some point, and then you have to go back.
Do you know what it is though? Sorry, go on, Saeed, go on.
I was gonna say, like, someone was saying to me, like, did City just get too bit carried away with selling, a lot of these talents, man? Because now you can see
even the lap could have backed up harder.
What do you think the thinking behind that was? Because it's true.
I think he's identified targets. And I think he's identified targets. He thought he could get away with it. Last season, don't get me wrong, last season, we got away with it, man. People that look at City's 4 titles in a row, there's a couple of them seasons we scraped over the line in the last seconds, man. You got to realise that how fine that line would be. Aston Villa beat us last game of the season. Liverpool win the league. Last season, we were, Arsenal slipped up. The season before, Arsenal slipped up. We weren't in the position of where we dominated it. They slipped up and we capitalised. So Pep, I think, is that confident. He's thinking, this squad's good enough with 20 players. We can do it. We got the academy and this, that, and the other. But it's clearly not, because once your fear factor goes, United found that out after Fergie. Once your fear factor goes, people put it on you, and then all of a sudden it's hard to get back. At the minute, people think they can have a go. We need to just get people back quickly, shore it up, and start playing football again and building it again. But I think City's got big plans, me. I think the Musiala, Wirtz, that kind of player.
You lot do something.
I think it's been,
they're going to
I
try
think
and
it's been
tempt him
overdue,
away.
you know, Steve. I think it's overdue
Yeah.
because I've spoken to you about this 2 summers in a row. I don't even think the issue is Man City selling off these pieces per se, right? Because Man City have always got money to go out and spend on players. I personally think the quality of reinforcements in the offensive positions for Man City since that transfer window when they signed Haaland has not been good enough. It's not been good enough. We spoke about this last summer, 55 million on Nunes. Okay, he's come into the team. He's looking better at left wing, but really, you look at these pieces that Man City normally buy and their hit rate or their success rate is much higher than it has been this summer and last summer. If I look at their window last summer in terms of the players that they signed, who's been the one that's actually been an ever-present for them, that's actually gone on to be a success properly? It's Gvardiol. This summer as well, you signed Savio. Savio's 20 years old. He's a talented kid, but he's got no goal all season. He's got no goal all season. And this
to be
is
fair, Oscar Bob fucked us as well. He broke his leg. He had a great preseason. Oscar Bob, this was him. I think Bob was going to be the backup to Haaland and the right winger. Savinho was probably going to be the bit part player coming on last 10, 20, terrorising people. The way he's been forced in now, I'm telling you now, that Savinho kid in 2 years, he's going to be unbelievable. He's going to be
he's going to be a
unbelievable.
player. But he's right now, I guess the point is, for me, I like Savio. I think he looks cold, right? But the point is, he's at an age now where he still needs time to settle. He still needs to find his feet properly. But Man City also need drillers. You've lost Mahrez. Like, say what you want. In the last 3 years, Man City have lost Mahrez, Sterling, and even last season, whether you like him or hate him, Man City have lost at least 15 goals off the bench in Alvarez, right? You can't be relying on Kevin De Bruyne every season to bail you out, right?
But this is what Pep as why he thinks he can get away with it. We've lost Aguero, we lost Company, we lost Yaya, we lost David Silva, we lost all these players, and somehow they found a way to refreshing it up without a drop off. Now, finally, there's been a little bit of a drop off, so he's got to fix it. This is what I'm saying. He's got to fix it. He knows what he needs to do. He's got to fix it. But at the minute, we're miles off it. Miles off it.
I think it's crucial he decides or lets you lot know, or at least the board know, because it's very apparent even the board don't know, innit, if he's staying or going. Because you're right. I think you need to know, man. The club needs to know what his intentions are, because it's relevant to what you do in January. It's relevant to what you do in January, because if he's off, then I don't think you're going to spend money in January. It's true. But if he's staying, then you need to recruit ASAP in January, I think. I think there's a couple of issues at City. I'm not going to lie. I'm not kicking the what do they say when you're down? But it's very apparent. As Matisse says, the aging squad, the uncertainty around Pep, and the injury situation, man. Like, people talk about Arsenal's joke.
Chicky Lewis is leaving as well.
Arsenal's joke of an injury crisis was no fucking crisis. Like, you know what I mean? Man City, and fair play, Steve hasn't mentioned it, but Man City are in an injury crisis right now. It's mental. I looked at their team.
I haven't mentioned this because, listen, injuries are part of the game. People think Man City's got 4 squads. It's a lie. You know, when the season you lost Virgil, the drop-off for Liverpool was massive. You end up in the Europa League, I think. Yeah? Yep. So, listen, that happens to City. But like I was saying before, the biggest credit I've ever given to Pep Guardiola was the fact that he kept this team motivated for so long. I mentioned it on the overlap to Scholes, and I said about United, how Fergie did it. And that is hard to do. You know, you ask any manager, it's to keep everyone motivated. Players have a different swagger when they've won a league. Players have a different mindset when they've won the league. You've got to keep them focused. I feel like this season, some of them are feeling sorry for themselves. The hunger, you know, off a few of them. Is it there? Jack Grealish, rumours about him, you know, and things like that. Phil Foden drop off. So, listen, Pep's read the right act.
There's rumours about Grealish and Spurs. I don't know what Toby thought about that, but he's not on the screen right now.
Where are we here now?
Yeah, bro. There's rumours about Grealish and Spurs, man. Spurs.
I feel like, I just feel like, listen, things have gone on.
If
with
he
the
wins the
manager.
title this year with this City squad,
Bro,
with the
Oh,
Rodri
it's
injury,
unbelievable.
it'll be cemented. And in my opinion, there's no doubt anyway. But I reckon anyone who has any doubts about Pep Guardiola will say he's the greatest coach of all time.
But we'll see, man. We'll see. Like I say, we'll see. We'll see.
Let me
I
get
heard,
some of
I heard. Go on,
Go
Turkish. Go on. No,
let
no,
me
no,
get
it's
some
fine.
of the Liverpool and City super chats in. Jason says if Pep is the best coach of all time, like most people say, he should coach the team without Rodri to win the title. Well, exactly what Grizz said.
Yeah.
The Jim and Jeff says the second Rodri went off at the Etihad, I conceded the title. We've been poor without him for 3 years. This isn't anything new.
Oh, that's weak, man. Steve.
Listen,
hates
last season we had no Kevin De Bruyne for 6 months, and we didn't have Haaland for 2 months, and we won the league. So
Yeah,
people just got to
that's
relax, man.
Robert says, I don't think any of them talents that left would have reached a high level at City. Maybe Palmer, but others I don't think would have.
Maybe.
It's Steve.
Palmer definitely does.
Steve, do you think the Premier League is running out of refs that hate Liverpool? And will that now shake some of City confidence in closing the gap?
Thanks for the super chat.
Blue says, us City fans know we have a wobble at some point of the season, but we need to get in the zone now and win games. Big up, Big Steve. SAEED. Shush emoji.
say no more.
Goosey says, SAEED, come on, say it. We're winning the league. Amorim to win 26 games in a row.
I wish I had my little thing there.
This is what you're causing in out there. There's people in the fucking community listening to you, Saeed, and writing
Did I
shit
say
like this.
we win the league?
He's definitely from your channel, mate. He's made a
Don't
reference
sleep
to
on
you.
Man United. That's what you said.
Did I say we'll win the league?
He's made a reference to you there.
If I didn't say it, then it's not
You
true,
know
then,
what I
isn't
mean?
it?
He's a probably
Yeah.
9-year-old with
Hear
Thunderbird
it from
pajamas
me.
listening to the
Soon
bullshit
enough,
you come
man.
out
Soon
with.
enough.
Once you hear it from me, then you'll know.
Yeah, fair
Man
enough
said
to
when.
say it. He'll say it straight. Like,
I'll say it straight. Nah,
He'll say if Amorim wins one game, he'll say it.
now one game. Oh, you have to be step by step, man.
3 games. Total Eclipse says, big up you, man. Grizz, what would you rather have happened this season? Slot wins a double or treble, but means Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent all leave, or you win nothing this the treble. I know that's the answer.
Come on, man. Those kind of
easy,
questions. Players, I love
Bro,
them. They're
come
all
on.
legends. And, blessings to all of them. And yeah, man, you guys can have statues at the club for all I care.
Grizz,
But give me the treble, man.
serious question. If Liverpool won the league, do you think that gives Trent, Virgil, and Salah an excuse to leave?
It's a perfect,
The
perfect way, innit?
elder two, yes. Not Trent.
Do you know if they could turn around and go, listen, I've won you the league title again, and we're off to pastures new? Would the fans take that?
Virgil and Mo, yes, absolutely. I would. I can't speak for all the fan base. Virgil and Mo all day long. Blessings. Thank you very much.
Nah,
Either
you gotta
those.
be cool with Trent. You gotta be cool if Trent does that as well.
I wouldn't.
Bro, he's
Why?
been there long enough, man.
He's been a boyhood. He's literally done everything at Liverpool. What more does he need to do?
So can I ask with this? Can I
Nothing,
ask
I'm
with
just
this Trent
saying
thing?
my opinion.
Yeah, but let me dig a bit deeper because with Trent, because he's from the academy and you guys kind of see him as the future captain.
No,
or whatever.
sorry. I beg your pardon. Sorry, 1 second, Matisse. I'm so sorry. You mean if you went for free, Steve? Like if we got because Trent.
No, if they all went for free,
No,
you won the league,
no.
and then they said, "Look, we're leaving," and they left you with a league title while all the fans were happy. Would the fans accept that, or would you be like, "Nah, you need to stay. We need to defend the league.
Trent,
We're
give me
building."
the other two.
Nah, the other two, no problem. Whatever. Yeah, no
But Trent,
problem. Thank
no.
you very much, Trent. I want money
Yeah.
for him. I'm not saying Trent's unsellable and
Okay, that's what I was
want
going to ask.
Trent
Do
needs to stay
you guys
forever.
need him to be there?
No.
forever or
I'm not
something?
holding him to ransom forever and ever, man. He could do what he wants. As Toby's going to probably say, he could do what he wants, because Toby doesn't know loyalty and legends and whatever. We know that. But to me, Trent, I don't want him to go for a free. That's my biggest hump. Do you get what I'm saying?
How much do you
That's
think you can get
100.
for him?
That's
if he signs
£100
the new
million
deal?
player. Exactly. And then if we sell him for 100 million,
But this is
life
what
goes on.
But this is what I keep saying, Grizz. If he signs the new contract, who says Real Madrid want to fork out 100 million
don't.
for a right back? They don't. So
They
Trent knows that. So if Trent
knows
wants to
that.
go to Real Madrid, he has no reason to sign a new contract because he's going to block the move.
Trent
Apart
wants to
from
stay.
appeasing the Liverpool fans,
Perez
and
is
then
gonna
probably
come
having
in
to
here
stay.
and say, "Yo,
Trent
you
wants
need
to.
come
I'm going
now,
to say it one more time.
We won't come
Trent,
for you
I'm
again."
going to say it one more time, categorically, clearly. Hopefully, you understand what I mean. this is not what's going to happen, but this is what I think is the situation. Trent wants to stay. His first choice is to stay at Liverpool, but he wants to be the top earner at Liverpool. The top earner at Liverpool is Mohamed Salah. If Trent is the top earner at Liverpool, Mohamed Salah saying, yo, no problem, but I'm the king. Look at me. Yeah. And then Virgil's the humble one out of the three, to be honest with you. Virgil's saying, yeah, everything's everything. But this, not the standoff, but this, you got to remember, this is business at the end of the day. This, the politics behind these things is crazy. Trent, and in his own right, Trent's right. Because Trent's saying, I want to stay with you lot. You're my club. Liverpool, it's my club. I'm going to be the next captain without boasting, right? But I want 350k.
Yeah, but it's all good and well saying Liverpool's my club. Know your role then, because a fullback shouldn't be on 350k. Full stop. I don't care if you play long.
About to say
What I'm saying though,
that's mental
crazy.
money.
If you love the club as much, and Real Madrid ain't giving you that. Like they ain't gonna give a fullback.
No, they're not. No, but they're gonna give. When Real Madrid are being absolutely usual, Real Madrid are saying, "Yo,
the fee.
We're gonna give you a nice 30 million
Nice
signing on fee."
Yeah.
And more than Trent, his brother, who's an agent and runs 3 or 4 players at Liverpool Academy as well, is saying, is holding the club to ransom.
Would you be happy with him getting 350k?
Because I'm one of those.
You lot will be pissed.
He's one of them that.
It's not my way. Yeah.
Not my problem.
They earn enough money. I don't want to get into that thing. You got to get in this modern day and age. You got to move with the times, man. And
but when you know the type of owners you have,
this is the problem.
The limit and cap to what you're not one of those clubs that's going to pay 4 or 5 man.
This is the problem.
So if your fullback's on 300k and then you need something in attack one day, that's where the wage structure comes in, and it could get messy. So I think if he's asking for that much,
this is why I say Ala Madrid. That's why I say Ala Madrid every time. Ala Madrid. I always say it.
It's not only Trent they're coming for. You never know, because I'm looking at Saliba.
Well, Rodri was on that list as well. Let's not forget that. It was Rodri, Saliba.
Nah, Rodri's not on that list, man.
Turkish is right though. 300 whatever k a week to him, it just throws off the equilibrium, and then any attacker.
Would you guys not pay that in the Liverpool situation?
That's crazy money. No,
I'm used to that, man. So
wow, none of you lot would do that.
No, I wouldn't pay a right about 350. Even Reece on 250 right now is kind of.
You know what though?
It's kind of very mad.
But then again, it's not my money, so
it's not your money, bro. End of the day, bro, you got.
We all say it's not our money until the transfer. Arsenal fans would have said the same thing about Kai Havertz. 275. It's not our money. And then when it comes to negotiating for other players that are either playing in more prized positions, or you can say it takes exception, but at the end of the day, forwards make more money than defenders. This is unanimous.
This is the argument, and this is the mess. Whoever's fault it is, and wherever, there's a whole different debate. I don't want to make it a Liverpool segment again, but this is the whole drama behind it and the mess behind it. They're all playing their card. Mohamed Salah coming out with that tweet. Don't know if you lot saw it last week. Whatever happens, I'll never forget this feeling. Man knows what he's doing. Virgil saying, we're in talks, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. And Trent not saying anything. They're all playing their card in their own way. I still believe, I still have hope that it gets to a resolution.
You want 2 out of 3?
I think he's gonna stay, because bro, Saudi right now. I mean, I'm looking at the leagues and the way things are going on.
I don't think Trent's gonna stay. I don't.
Do you know?
I think he's.
No, most people don't. Most people don't.
I've got a feeling he's gone, but like you say, I think Virgil's got a bit of something about him. And Mo's fucking just mowing it, mate. You know, he can just decide what he wants. He might just think, fuck it, Slot's building something here. Let's have it again. Or he might think, you know what, I'm off to Saudi. I don't owe anyone nothing, and you got to wish him well.
I honestly think Mohamed Salah wants that. He wants to get in the top 3 all-time Premier League goal scorers of all time. And I believe, someone correct me, because you know me and stats and facts. I believe he's about 28 away. And if he signs that new 2-year deal.
Boy.
Your fans got to stop bringing up Henry with his name, though, because I've seen you comment on the site on Twitter again.
Yeah, I told you he wants to say it, bro. You were laughing at me when I said that, Grizz.
No, I see it.
Don't mention Thierry. Them Arsenal fans are go mad.
Don't worry, I see it. I
But
see
you
it.
see it, innit?
At
And I
some
said,
point, though,
yo,
I'm sure you'll have to. At some point in your life, Turkish Omri might.
Matisse, let me finish. Let me give context. Let me give context.
Not
Let me
Salah.
give context to what Turkish is referring to. Yeah, the brother, shout out Nubaid Rambo, who Nubaid Haroon, right? Shout out Nubaid. He done a TikTok saying, and he made it very clear. He said, "I don't believe Mohamed Salah is greater than Thierry
I don't
Henry."
believe saying it in the last 5 seconds of your video is very clear,
Yeah,
but
but we know how clickbait works,
proceed.
man. We know how.
oh, he's doing one of
you
them
said
ones,
it's very
Turkish.
clear. You said it's
Ah,
very
yeah, no, man. I know what he's
But I
doing.
just want to say that is a
You
very
know what TikToks? You have to lure the listeners
I
and
know
viewers
what
in.
he's
okay.
doing.
So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
it's- so you admit it's luring with nonsense.
algorithm,
then?
man.
No, hold on. I admit Thierry Henry is one of the
Come on,
greatest
David.
football. Is probably the greatest footballer the Premier League's ever seen.
You
But
haven't
he
admitted
was
it. You
saying-
said it's probably.
What? Probably because differing opinions.
So who is who? So if it's probably, who is it with him? Quickly. But you're
Me,
saying
Henry. Yeah, Henry.
No, but you're saying
Me.
probably Henry. But who is that? Who is in the debate then? Like if you're saying probably on, for me it's Henry. Full stop. There's no probably about it.
In the Premier League. Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, there's no one else right now.
Oh, that's fair then. Yeah, that's cool. Because
Yeah.
I like Salah. I'm saying I like Salah, but
No, it's not. But the thing is, and what his point was, and some other people, obviously, every fan base gets involved, is saying there's no conversation. That fucking irks me like mad. What do you mean there's no conversation? Like I'm saying it that Thierry Henry is the greatest footballer, yeah, out of the two, yeah. But don't say there's no conversation because then you're being disingenuous, and then they rouse up the other side. So, but if he ends up becoming the top 3 goal scorers of all time from a right wing position, we're going to talk again in 2 years' time, God willing, if we're healthy.
He's 43 off Wayne. He's 43 off Wayne Rooney in third.
43, 2-year
Yeah.
contract. Is that possible? I don't know.
20
I don't know. I don't know. And if he becomes but you get what I'm saying, Steve, though, and the rest of you lot, it's not just like Arsenal and Henry and thing. If he ends up in the top 3 goal scorers of the Premier League,
But
from
numbers.
right
But this is my problem.
But he's not. But he's. But he's
Numbers.
not.
do you not
numbers are
watch him
one
though?
thing.
But do we not watch him as well, though?
Yeah,
We
but
do
no,
watch him,
but-
which
but
is why we're
even
saying
watching him,
Henry.
though,
Which is
Henry
why
is
we're
a
saying Henry's
Henry.
better.
That is
I'm
the
not-
difference.
But
That is
I'm
the
taking
difference.
Henry out of it. But if you finish top 3, why is there not a conversation allowed?
I think from a numbers
Is that
perspective.
because aesthetically, if you
No,
don't
no,
like
so-
someone aesthetically, that's fine.
No. Do you know what it is? Yeah, and we had the same issue when the Hazard thing was going on, but that's for another day. When you're putting up numbers like that, there is no more. We need to see more numbers because we know Salah puts up numbers, so that is done now.
True,
Salah
yeah.
has put up the numbers. We don't need any more justification or proving 34, 35, 36, 37
know what
years
it
old
is?
putting up numbers. It's purely from a footballing aspect. And it's not to say Salah is not a footballing genius, because if Maddison is, Salah definitely is, right? But
Fucking
Oh,
Madison.
you have to hold that.
The
But-
whole list of fucking
Okay.
players.
Is that what you're doing? Yeah, no problem.
yeah. And you lost this weekend, so you're definitely going to be quiet.
All right, cool, no problem. I just want you to just bank this memory.
Well, we all know what happened on the
Guys,
last show. You
let's end this
come
segment.
up in here.
Let's
beat
end this
me up.
segment.
You know what
Let's
I mean?
end this segment. Let's end this.
But
I
from
think
a footballing aspect, Grizz, I'm sorry, there's nothing Salah can do in the next 2 years that will change the conversation with him and Henry, because Henry
you don't
as
need
a
to be
footballer.
sorry. I agree with you. What I'm
You know what I'm
saying,
saying?
it depends. I
Even if it
think-
was more league titles.
let's end it.
Go on.
Let's end it by saying it's very similar to Ronaldo, Messi. People will never accept Ronaldo being better than Messi. Yeah, even though because aesthetically Messi is everything to everyone, pleasing to the eye. Blah 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 blah. If you like Henry, and everyone does, the way he plays football, the way he controls, the caress, his demeanor, his character, his person, the way he gracefully across the pitch, you will never, ever, ever let anyone else be above him, regardless of stats. I agree. What I'm saying is Mohamed Salah's stats are fucking
No, it's
scary.
not. No one
It's
can
scary.
ever. It's just
No
Salah.
one will ever.
No, it's not, because Salah's not the best footballer ever. So it's not like no one else can do this. It's
But that's
Salah
what I
can't.
mean. But this is what I
Salah
mean.
can't.
But this is what I mean. It goes back to the Zidane versus, we had another argument earlier a few months ago. It's what you want to see in a footballer. What's pleasing to you? What means more to you? Do you understand? There may be some stats nerds out there saying, "Well, we only want stats. We only want facts."
But
And therefore,
can I ask
there's
a
a
question?
competition.
But what is it that Mo Salah has done for Liverpool that you don't think Henry has done for Arsenal? Because if his stats, his goal to game ratio will probably be as good as, if not better, than Mo Salah's, right? And he gives you the aesthetics as well, and he's got the trophies to boot. So, what is the distinguishing factor for you to say that it's a conversation between those two? And I'm not even bantering you. I'm literally just asking the question.
If he lands us another Champions League or a Premier League title,
That's what I said,
absolutely
yeah.
that will be get, because Henry didn't land on the Champions League, regardless of what anyone says. Whether how many leagues did he win? Three. Two. And if Mohamed Salah lands us another league title, which will be 2, that will be 3 majors. Let's say he didn't win the Champions League, that will be 3 majors.
All right, then. Can I cut it here and end this debate?
Hold on, but
Can
we don't do this
use
with
it-
Lampard versus Gerrard. We don't do this.
Matisse.
No, I have
Yeah.
to now, because
I was about to say that.
now I'm having to. So this is where Liverpool fans are inconsistent, because when it's
Let's do
statistics,
Lampard
Lampard
Gerrard with
absolutely
the same
killed.
message.
I'll tell you why. I'm not being
Now I'm
inconsistent.
going to land this point.
It's very obvious, but I can end this debate.
Hold on a second. Lampard
Oh yeah, okay. So
absolutely
tell us why you
kills-
can end the debate.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I tell you why. Because I think
Lampard
Henry's better.
Lampard kills Gerrard statistically. Kills him.
but I-
Absolutely kills him.
And
And then on a
trophies.
trophy standpoint, he
Let
kills
me-
him. So
let
why
me-
is it that when we talk about
There's
that
no why.
comparison, you man don't want to get involved?
There's no why. I tell you why. I just listened
Because of
you
football.
listen to me. No.
It is because of football.
I've said Henry is the better player.
Like,
I've seen
you're
Henry's
saying
the
there's a
greatest footballer.
conversation.
And isn't there a conversation between Lampard and Gerrard? It's
No,
Not
but you
according to
just
Liverpool
said
fans.
if he
Oh
wins
no,
one
I've
more
never
league.
heard a
What
Liverpool
I'm
fan say
saying in the
Lampard and
football-
Gerrard. There's a
I'm
conversation.
not
It's
talking
never
about.
happened. Never happened.
I'm not talking about who wins the argument. I'm saying there's a conversation. Always, 20 years later, there's a conversation between Lampard and Gerrard. There's still going to be a conversation. What I'm saying is certain Arsenal fan bases, or certain people from the Arsenal fan base, saying there's no conversation. That's all I've said, guys. I don't know why you're biting. All I said is you can't say there's no conversation. And then all I added at the end, which has sparked everyone off again, is I said, if at the end of 2 years, he finishes up with another Premier League title, another Champions League, and top 3 goal scorers of all time, then at least give him the fucking respect of saying there's a conversation.
Why
I
does
still think Henry.
what does the Champions League have to do with the Prem? What they
I'm
matched
just
in the
giving you
Prem?
some criteria that you asked for. Now, if I don't give any criteria, then what's the point of you answering a question? If I haven't got any answers.
The criteria is just not consistent.
Henry won
Yeah.
it at
No,
Barcelona.
that's
so what's
fine,
the
but I'm
keep it
giving you
moving.
my answers. You
What's
don't have to
the
respect
criteria?
it. You don't have to
Yeah, but
think highly of my answers. I've given you answers.
Let's keep it moving.
Why do you
because we
ask me a
have-
question? Yeah. Why are you
just-
asking me a question if you think any answer I give is going to be nonsensical?
I think the goalposts are just moved depending on the players.
No,
I don't think it is
Lampard and
nonsensical.
Gerrard
I
is
just
still a
don't think it's-
conversation, Domatis. I may think there's no conversation. That's me. But the overall in the footballing sphere, there's a
But
conversation.
Liverpool fans, I'm
Lampard,
talking
Gerrard,
about.
Just call it
What?
Sophia.
Footballing sphere. Sphere.
Sphere.
Footballing sphere.
For goodness sake, Uncle, man. Don't end it with that, man. Man says Sophia. Let me
Great
get.
chat. Great segment.
Sahel says man wants to put Salah in the combo with Henry and ignore CR7, especially 078, 0708, or Wayne Rooney.
I
And
didn't even mention those two, the others.
That's why I didn't want to get involved because
Exactly. It just shows you Salah. Yeah. I didn't even mention those two. I'm mentioning the greatest, and that's Henry.
Oh, shit.
SFA says Salah's all-round player is so much better than you guys think, but he's not aesthetic to you. Let's be real. That's why he'll never be truly rated. It's who you're comparing him to. I don't think us saying he's not. He hasn't got the.
Where does he? Okay, take
Henry.
Henry out of it. Where does he rank in all of yours opinion then after Henry? Where does he rank?
Well, are we talking attackers here? Because we must be.
We have to keep it to attackers, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to. now
Top
keep-
5. Definitely top 5.
Yeah,
Like,
top.
I
Who's
haven't
four?
got the
Who's
list
four
yet
above
in my head, but definitely
We
top
got
5.
so we got
Who's 4 above
Aguero.
him?
No, I'm not saying he's 4 above him.
Rooney,
I'm saying he's in top 5. I don't know
Shearer.
where in top 5.
Turkish. If you take out Henry,
Top 5. Top
When you
5.
say top 5, let's
Right
You're
now-
forgetting Mahrez. You're forgetting some. There's so many
Mahrez?
wingers, you know.
Mahrez? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, get the fuck out
Mahrez
of
is
here.
the Premier League.
Wingers.
He's a legend. He's a
Fuck
Premier
you
League.
know,
legend.
man.
Top 5.
It's Mahrez, you know.
Top 5. You're crazy, bro. Let me even.
Bro, I'm just letting you know that Mahrez is a bad boy.
Tell us about
Yeah, but
Mahrez.
what does he have to do with top 5 conversations, though?
Tell us about Riyadh.
You know, we're talking about top 10, top 5. You know what I mean?
Even Man
You know, put
City,
Neymar there.
Steve took off the
Mahrez is
camera.
cold, man.
Riyadh season, Steve.
Steve took off the
Riyadh
camera.
season.
Man.
Big up Turkey Al Khalid.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
Big up
Bro
Turkey,
said,
I'll
"I'm
say.
saying,
Man.
Mara?
Bro, you man. Okay,
Yes,
you
You've
man.
been paid.
talking about-
You've been paid by the Saudis to
Keep
say
on
that.
Mahrez.
You've been paid by the Saudis to
Bro,
say
that
that.
is so wild.
Listen,
We're talking,
I can't lie, you man are
top
sleeping on
5,
Mahrez.
right? So
If
we're
he's at the
talking,
Tyson Fury fight, he's been paid to say that.
bro, we're talking top 5, yeah. So we're talking Rooney, and you say
No, I'm talking
Mahrez.
about wingers. It's wingers.
No, top 5 attackers. Mahrez.
Okay.
Salah.
Then I'll take that back, bro.
Clear.
I generally thought you talking about
I think you
wingers.
should do wingers, not strikers, because strikers it gets murky, bro.
Yeah, striker was
Do inside forwards, wing forwards.
Attack.
Oh, if we're doing wingers,
Even
he's
then,
top
Mahrez is not top 5 winger. In
two.
the
No, winger, he's top 2. I think the only argument is Cristiano.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Do it based off wingers.
I think. Listen,
I was talking about wingers, though. I thought you were
I know,
saying.
but I don't think Mahrez top 5 wingers is even. I don't think that's
No,
Bro,
forget about
Mahrez
Mahrez. We're not
yo,
talking about Mahrez.
I still think that's a whoa.
We're talking
Is
about
it
Salah
though?
because
Yeah,
the reason
top
why
five
I'm
is
the
whoa.
reason why I'm
It is
like
whoa. Is
the reason why I'm
Bro.
like, okay, cool. If we put him in top 5 attackers, period, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, there's
Yes.
there's Kun Aguero, there's Wayne
Rooney.
Rooney. Like,
On
if
the
you ask
shit.
me to pick
Yeah,
between Mo
there's too
Salah
many.
and Aguero, boy,
Yeah, you've
Boy.
got to segment it up. You've got to kind of separate it
Boy.
all. Um,
I know my answer, and Grizz ain't gonna like my answer.
I
tell you
don't
that.
give a shit about your answer.
I tell you, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you won't like it.
what your
Exactly.
Aguero
That's what
over
I'm saying.
Salah?
I
Yeah.
think we need to narrow the scope to forwards, like wide forwards or wingers, whatever you want to call it.
let me get the next super chat in from
Subjective, man.
Ennis.
Subjective.
Ennis says, one day, brother Tobes will be in these, quote, my player is better than yours because of XYZ major trophies discussions. I pray Levy sells the club and we do something. Enoch out, Levy out.
Interesting that Turkish is reading the super chat from the owner that he bum sucks. Okay, no problem.
Instead of saying keep your head up to your Tottenham friend, you're coming to talk about me. My job is to read the super chats out. Do you want to say anything to your friend that's obviously in pain?
I'm in pain too, bro. Like one day,
Okay,
inshallah, we'll
take
be,
each other's numbers and talk about it, man.
one day, inshallah, in Jesus' name, we'll be out the mud. Yeah. I just wanted to make it clear that a certain chairman that you love to bang on about how he's been the best. thing to
He's
happen
the
to
reason
Spurs.
you're here, brother. He's the
He's the
reason
reason you're
we
here,
know
brother.
each other
He's the
so
reason
well,
you're here,
man,
brother.
because
Okay.
if
no
it wasn't
problem.
for Levy, me and you wouldn't know each other, brother.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Stan Kroenke, if it wasn't for Stan Kroenke, you wouldn't have been able to get off the fence and get them splinters out your ass.
Yeah. All right, whatever,
So-
mate. All right, cool.
What do you mean, all right, whatever? It's the truth. Stan Kroenke hired Arteta, or his people them hired Arteta. Stan Kroenke gave you the money that you've backed, that you spent on your players, and yet you scream nothing but abuse at Stan Kroenke.
Broski,
So-
since Premier League era, Tottenham have spent more than Arsenal, and you say Levy out. So if we're really going to break into all of this stuff, inflation. All right, cool.
Inflation.
Let's move. We still need to talk about Ipswich anyway, and Liam Delap and all of that stuff. So don't worry, we're going to get into all of that. I've lost it. No, here they are. Question for Grizz. Oh, sorry, I picked up the wrong super chat. Ibby says every team in Prem history who has been 5 points clear after 11 games has gone on to win the league. Liverpool are the early favourites, no question.
Is that true?
Don't tell him that, man. He start fucking panicking and all sorts here.
No, he's a young kid, man. He must be quite young, man. I mean, like if you think 5 points is a title defining, difference in points, I agree. Some could say we're favourites. Apparently, we're bookies' favourites. So I agree with that part. But to say 5 points, it's what you're insinuating is done and whatever. Nah, I'm way too old and grey for that kind of shit, brother, or son, or nephew.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know if that is true, though. I mean, he did just reel off what he seems like he believes is a fact, but
yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be, but it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme.
No.
Yeah.
Question for Grizz and the panel about the suspension of Coote and his condescending comments about Liverpool and Klopp. The referees are a joke. Enzo, we got that in at the beginning, the first 20-25 minutes. So catch up after we wrap up. Samir says Liverpool fan, but Grizz's attitude of I know everything and having high morale ground is super annoying and irritating. Grizz, what are you doing to you?
No, I
Sit
agree
there,
with you,
Grizz.
man.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just sit
No,
there.
I agree
and
with
let
you.
it pour in.
No, I actually agree with him, man. Thank you very much for the 100 rupees. Thank you.
Aye, Daniel says 4 wins and only 1 loss on Big Six clubs. Promotion. What does Toby have to do to get back in the team? Pleasure to play alongside Steve at the back.
He knows what it means. He knows what it means.
Oh, that was big. Yeah, that was big.
James says if Kyle Walker stops playing with Pusey, he would play better. Hopefully I said his name right there.
He would. He needs to stop playing with that Pusey because it's getting him in trouble and costing him 15 million.
All right, cool. You know what? We are going to keep it moving. 1 hour 40. I'm surprised at the time. It's actually flown 7.8k in the building. I've still got 28 super chats. I'm going to get them in slowly but surely. Probably most at the end. But let's move on to the next subject. What is the next subject?
The big game of the weekend, man.
Really be our game, no? Like,
The big game.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. So we still got that and Ipswich to talk about. And then, yeah, some on Man United, I guess. All right, cool. All right, big game. What do you want to talk about? I thought we'd done this already with the whole... Yeah, it's embarrassing that we're 9 points behind. I thought that was our segment done.
oh, okay. Well, I don't know. We didn't analyze our match, but
You want to analyze that?
well, not really. I just listen. I just don't want to not praise a couple of my players. I want to praise Caicedo again. I want to praise Neto, best attacker on that pitch for us. I was very, very gassed when we signed him, barring he stayed fit, which so far he has, which is great. He's showing why getting some much needed experience, balance, and someone that's not from the multi-club model systems, just someone that's been there and done it in the Premier League that you can rely upon is been a good signing for us. And fair play to Cucurella, because Cucurella, some people on here call him Cucurella. They've been asking me a lot of questions as to is he being that good and why is he being talked about as the best left back out there right now, or why is he in combined 11s? Well, hopefully that performance will show you why, because he completely padlocked Salah. You know what I mean? As Tobe said, he deleted him. I saw some statistics after the game, which was pure zeros everywhere. So just wanted to give those three a shout out. Just wanted to get a bit more respect for Cucurella. Do you know what I mean? And that's it really. Rest of the game is the game. But it's good to be third going into international, but the points gap to the rest of the league is very nasty. I think even Man United are definitely in the top 4 race after seeing that points gap this weekend.
No, we're not one, brothers.
No, you are. No, you're 4 points off.
When were they out of the top 4 race?
No, they weren't. But Man United fans right now, they would love to make you feel like they're not involved.
Bro, we're not brothers, man.
No, you're in the top 4 race.
We're in the mud. We're in the mud.
No, you was in the mud with 10
What are you talking about? You would never...
You got a new manager. You
No.
sacked
You
sacked your manager.
You said we're in the mud. So
You are in the mud.
But
You were in the
were
mud.
still in...
Did you not agree?
Okay.
Did you not agree?
So you carry on analyzing Chelsea and just
No,
Yeah,
but
but
the
the
circumstances
thing-
have changed.
The
Can we do
statements
that,
aren't
please?
mutually exclusive. You can be in the mud and
Can we-
still
can
be
we
in the
do
race
that,
for
please?
top 4.
Can we do that,
What are you
please?
talking about?
Concentrate on Chelsea for now, please.
You were in the mud, and now you're out with the new manager.
Can we talk about Cole Palmer?
Are they even out of the mud? Really?
Well, I don't know. Ruben Amorim, Saeed will tell us all about him. Do you know what I mean? The propaganda is already flowing, so they're definitely already out. But yeah, listen, Cole Palmer, very disappointing performance. I think he had a good start to the game, like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, but then he just faded. He went through the back end of that first half being basically non-existent, and second half he didn't improve. So it's a shame because some people called him world class. Maybe they jumped the boat, maybe they went too quick, but he'll get there. He'll get there. He'll get there at some point. It's not a problem. Patience is the key here. You know what I mean?
Who are those people by any chance?
I don't know, man.
I
don't know.
Do you know
I don't know.
any of them?
I don't know, man.
Are they in the room with us now?
Maybe.
Who is it? Is it Grizz?
Yeah, it is Grizz. Yeah.
Another one. Yeah, I'm on Arsenal side of things. Listen, I know people might want me to analyze that, but after the form that we've been in, I expected some more fight at the very least, some more heart, some more realization that it does feel like the room for error margin is gone. You know, especially that last 15, 20 minutes. Listen, we did create, and to be honest, we should have scored at the end if Trossard heard the call. If there was a call, it seemed like there was a call because Havertz is flipping. We would have gone on and won the game, but there's deeper problems that, you know, I just don't see how we fix with the current squad available to us. I think there's definitely better form to come, and there's still a roller coaster of, all right, it's not going to stay 9 points for the rest of the season. It could go 7, it could go 4, it could go 2, it could go 11. It's going to go up and down. You know, Liverpool plays City in a couple of weeks, but I just don't see that. It just still felt too rigid and structured when I feel like a bit of the shackles had to be released a little. Now, people will argue it's a way to Chelsea, but I'd argue that even the way we played and the spaces that, you know, we managed to pick off to create the chances that we did, because we had a fair few chances, Chelsea did too. I think there was enough there to really go for it, but then we don't have the attack to go for it. We don't have no one that we can start aside from Saka. Like, Cucurella deserved his man of the match, cool. I don't really feel there was an outstanding player on the pitch, but our transition is so slow that the reality is we're not getting the attacking players in good enough positions. I think Martinelli was getting in the best positions early as possible, but he's struggling with confidence to beat a man. He did get a good few crosses in, but all in all, the attack just didn't really, in my opinion, cut it. It still felt like we're just lacking something mentally as well as fit, as well as quality wise now. I feel like the overthinking and over tinkering at points this season has caused some damage, but we've got 2 weeks now to refresh. I think we've done enough damage now. What we have to do is win the next 10 games. We have to win the next 10 games and see where we are. I talk about roller coaster. I expect Liverpool, with the players they have and the gap they've created, and with Man City's form, to beat Man City in a couple of weeks. And I think that will give them the wings to potentially fly away with it. But all we can do is win our games, and we've got a fucking very nice run. Unusually a very nice run in the December period. Usually that run is, I'm looking at it week in, week out, 2-3 games across 8 days. And there's always 1 in there, 2 in there that I'm looking at. Oh, they've done us here. Not this time. I look at our run from international break onwards, and I think it's fair to ask for 10 wins. I guess, it could be laughable looking at our form in the last 11, or what is it, 11 now? Yes. But we can't lower the bar because of the first 11 games. And then, because I'm hearing the Inter Milan game was better than the Newcastle game. Then I'm hearing the Chelsea game was better than the Inter game. How about all 3 of them fucking games weren't good enough? Forget what was incrementally better. If we want any chance in this league against Chelsea, in my opinion, we had to come back with a bang. And that's what we're going to have to do for the next 10 games. And then we might talk. But at this moment in time, naturally, you saw earlier the conversation was flowing. Grizz was saying he still thinks City are in it. Steve was saying Liverpool could run away with it, but he still got hope in City. Naturally, Arsenal have kind of, been removed from that conversation because of our form and how many points we are behind. So yeah, I don't disagree with the embarrassing part of it. They say nothing against Liverpool. I think Liverpool deserve to be where they are, but for where we've been in the last 2 years and where that trajectory is meant to be leading, I feel like we should also be looking down at City at the very least, considering their poor form. Listen, Liverpool have been pretty immaculate. Obviously, 1 loss in there and 1 draw. So there's no divine right to say we should be ahead of them. But like Matisse said earlier, if anyone told me City will falter this many times in the first 10 games, we should definitely be at least 4 or 5 points ahead of them. Instead, it's Liverpool, and we're 4 points behind City, even though they've gone through their worst period in what, 6 years. So it's not looking good.
I think before you go, Tubbs, very quickly, I think the next 3 game weeks, guys. Yeah, because I didn't know Spurs. I didn't know City got Spurs, Villa, and Liverpool. Steve, yeah, is that the next 3 you got? Yeah, we've got City, Newcastle, Everton. They've got Spurs, Villa, and City. Next Arsenal 3 games are absolutely must wins for Arsenal, because I feel City and Liverpool will drop points in those next 3 games. And if Arsenal can pick up 3 points, 9 points out of the next 3 league games, and they're very winnable, like Turkish said, there could be different conversations. This Premier League can swing in 3 game weeks very, very easily and simply. It's all about run of fixtures. They've had a horrible set of fixtures, and I'm doing real talk. I'm not gaslighting. And obviously a couple of injuries, but what it means now is they're under peak pressure. There's no what's the word? Leeway. The margin for error is pretty much zero for Arsenal. They must every single game now. They must, and that's up to them now. See if they can.
And you know
Obviously-
what? You know what the new one I'm hearing as well from our Arsenal fans as well. We've even got one in here. We don't have a divine right. Why the entitlement speech? Like people are now. I don't like how you lot are moving with this now.
They're changing the goalposts. They're changing
the
the
Yeah,
goalposts. The
I've seen that.
expectation wasn't to win the fucking league.
nasty work.
You little mugs. You're always twisting the shit. Nah, they piss me off because these are the same man that back Eddie.
Civil War.
He doesn't back.
Civil War.
They're onto backing Havertz. I'm tired of these fucking sickos in our fan base, man. Get the fuck out of it.
I can't lie, man.
I love
Turkish
it, man. Call them out,
standards
man. I
there.
hate them too.
You gotta
I hate
respect
them
that,
while
man.
too.
Certain man need to rise up, man.
They're
and
flip-flopping.
get where
That's what
Turkish
they
is
are.
at. Real
They're
talk.
flip flopping.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Listen, remember the 2-2 at the Etihad?
Yep.
Yeah. Remember the show after? £1,000 of super chats, millions of mutant Arsenal fans jumping in. You're rattled, Big Steve. We're coming for your title. We're this, we're that. It's going to be our Premier League and that. Look at the chat now, mate. They're all in fucking bed. They don't want to know anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things.
What's your slogan again there, Steve? Tell him. Do it again.
Dancing in
Dancing in-
September, crying in May. It's the Arsenal way. Simple as
I love
that.
that. I love
Listen,
that. I absolutely love that.
Listen, if Arsenal fans
Oh,
don't
I'm
feel
getting
like
a t-shirt with that on, mate. 100%.
if Arsenal fans don't
please,
feel like
I
they
need that.
have to win the league, it's no problem. If you don't have to win the league and you're just happy to be back in the group chat, which is what I kept saying all this time, you're back in the group chat. You've been added into the conversation. You're in the crowd. If you're just happy to be there, it's no problem. You can just be amongst it. And then a couple more years go by, Saliba, Al Madrid. Yeah. And then a couple more pickoffs. And then the rest of us will rise and we will be aggressive and we will be assertive and demand that our clubs who spend a lot of money have to win.
But I agree with what you're saying there, but hold your horses because you're not owned by a Russian no more. You're owned by the same American man that all of us that get taken piss out.
Yeah, but I will be like you when that happens.
To the American owners, we are customers. Like
I
you
hear
are
that,
now.
and I know that. That's why you don't see me licking off for these
we
owners.
and over the years, no, off the back of that, what I'm saying is, trust me, I've been there. Done over the years. You think Robert's one of one in your fan base now?
I know, bro. I know.
They creep up, and now don't get it twisted. In 3 years, you might be back challenging for something, but you'll have the Roberts and whoever else wants to, we're back here now. It looks good. Like, look where we was 3-4. You've got that now, but you don't have the owners that you had in Roman or the owners that Steve's had in the Sheikhs, because really it stems from there. Do you get what I'm saying? So the Chelsea you knew might not be the Chelsea moving forward.
But I'm still going to demand same way. At least I'm going to be consistent.
Yeah, but 100%. I demand.
Yeah, I know.
That's
what I'm saying.
So, but trust me, this battle is worse than any other battle you can have, because when it's amongst your own, it's like, you see this wall here, smash my head against it might be a better idea, because it's madness talking to some people about it. It's different generations as well, but whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of slipping and sliding from certain Arsenal fans, right? Because the narrative a couple of weeks ago is not the same narrative now, especially off the back. In fact, the narrative last season to end the season is not the same narrative as the narrative now, because the narrative at the end of last season is we're as strong as Man City. We're going toe to toe. We've only missed that by a point. We got to go again this season. Go stronger. We believe we can do it this year. In the summer window, Man City sold Alvarez, didn't replace him. 1 year added to Kevin De Bruyne. 1 year added to John Stones. 1 year added to so many players in their team. They didn't sign adequately, Man City, right? Arsenal fans, not all Arsenal fans, but some Arsenal fans can't now do this whole, we didn't have a divine right to win the title. No, you put your team as favorites to win the title. You acknowledge that the Rodri injury swings it in your favor, and you downplayed the impact Liverpool could have on the title race. So don't now say, and again, I have to caveat, this doesn't apply to all Arsenal fans, but some Arsenal fans, don't now say, we don't have a divine right. If we win it, it's a miracle, this is that and third. No. You weren't saying all of this rubbish a couple of weeks ago. You weren't.
Yeah. Fair. It's fair. Shall I get the super chats in, considering the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we need to cook Tobes, man.
Go for it, please.
Matisse, all that chest about Chelsea and yet United are only 4 points behind. Also very damning that the same applies for Arsenal. What does that say about them? Well, not.
Yeah,
not
I don't know why our gap to Man United keeps getting brought up when Arsenal are on the same points as us.
Exactly.
One of us are going for a
Right.
top 4, and the other one's meant to be going for a title. So you should be talking to Arsenal even more if you've got so much chest about this points gap.
Chaffa says, I
Wow.
still expect from Havertz and
Wow,
Martinelli to get at least 15 in the Prem each. They're getting in positions to score. Finishing will come soon. You don't lower the bar. You ask for the demand at the start of the season. You assess it at the end. You don't lower the bar. Robert says, Turkish, the difference between your Americans and mine is that mine are far more ambitious than yours. If you were owned by Clear Lake, Gyökeres would be yours right now. No, that's what you think then, so that's all right.
How long have your owners been there, Matisse?
3 years?
Your new owner?
3
3.5
years,
years.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
3 years.
no, this is their 3rd full campaign. So this will be their 3rd full season. Sorry.
Okay.
Are you happy with your squad in terms of the purchases they've made and everything?
No, not all of them. Not all of them. I think there's going to be a lot more movement next summer, probably.
100%. Certain men are going to be leaving your club, boy, at this rate.
Yeah, those French centre backs being some of them, I think.
I mean, I agree
No,
with you.
not them. I'm
I
not talking
don't
about the dead
understand
ones. I'm talking
I
about
don't
guys like
understand what
Nkunku.
Robert means. How can he compare his
Oh.
squad building or Chelsea squad building and the ownership model in its whole to Arsenal's? Obviously, Arsenal need to finish it off and top it off with a fucking trophy, but we all agree with that. But in the same time as Arsenal spending X amount and competing for the title, you have spent probably double, possibly triple, and not competing for anything. So what a ass is this brother talking about every week?
I think he's obviously bought into the fact that over the next 2 years he thinks we're going to win the league, which is what I would love to also strive for. Next year we need to challenge for the title, and if we do that, then he'll be vindicated. Of course, now be
I
great.
knew
But,
him on Twitter. Big
but
up,
it has to,
Robert.
but that's got to be the aim. I don't think we can.
You know, he tweets me. You know, he tweets me 5 times a day, and he probably thinks I ignore him. I do, because I've muted you. I don't see your tweets, Robert. But thank you for the follow and thank you for the super chat. I've never seen anyone chat so much gas and rubbish about a team that's nowhere still.
And Robert
Like,
asked,
literally.
he also asked, can you tell me how we neutralized Arsenal's set piece
Nice.
threat with our short cells? We defended all their set pieces very well.
Yeah, we did better on set pieces than I thought. We still conceded from across with shit positioning. But that is what it is. But the statistics are still, for the course of the season, our set piece and crossing, open play, crossing, defending is not good. So did it well for one game. We need to do it for the next 3 or 4.
Elisa says, reason for our unusual run till December is the unusually hard start. Calmer, back the boys, build momentum and see where we are. That's why I said 10 games. I'm not saying 3 games. I'm not saying 5 games. We've got to win the next 10 games. The next 10 games should take us into mid-Jan. We've got to win the next 10 games. Full stop.
If Arsenal don't win anything this year, is that I think your fan base is going to turn on him.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
100%.
But should
That's
they?
it.
Unless you're one person.
But what do we all think though? Let's hear it one by one because I'm intrigued to hear what everyone's got to say.
Do you know what I think? I think the goalkeeper's class. I think the back 4 is good. I think the midfield is good. I think the front 3 is shit. I feel like they're just missing an elite gunman. Just think they're missing that
Front 3
one.
or front like 2?
Right.
It's 2. Saka's good, isn't it?
That's for me. I feel like they go and get the kid from Sporting up top. He's on form at the minute. I think he bags for him. Osimhen, how he was allowed to go to Turkey, nobody touching him, was weird. But I don't think they're a million miles off. But I said that last year. Declan Rice came in and everyone was like, he's the missing piece. Declan Rice this season, for me, he just looks average to me.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's been good, but not good enough, like in terms of what we expected and the price tag as well. It is what it is.
Raheem Sterling. Now they're talking about Raheem's attitude in training not being good enough.
Don't even bring that guy up to me here, man.
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
What?
Really? What?
About Sterling, I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, Rodri's just put a thing out there and said he's going to be fit at the end of the season.
No chance.
This guy's this
No.
guy's
He's
disgusting.
a monster if he returns, but
I can't lie.
Tobes, do you know how many Arsenal fans were getting on to me when I was flipping with Robbie on last day of the window? Do you know how many got on to me talking about Sterling, saying, "Bruv, stop being negative and this and that"?
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm disappointed with how it's gone. Like, I didn't actually fully believe that he was washed. Now I believe it, man, because man. It's
bro, he ain't that guy, man.
Sad state of affairs. Sad state of
That
affairs.
guy now, man.
Maha says, Matisse, I'm coming for you. Man's been dissing United all season, calling us horrible, yet this horrible team is only 4 behind you. Couple here from Ryan.
Yeah.
Big up Ryan as always, man. Been a little while, my bro, in terms of seeing you, but yeah, link up soon. Big up the TB6 and Turkish. I can't stress this enough, but Arsenal need to win their next 3-4 games, especially as City, Liverpool play each other in a few weeks. Havertz and Martinelli need upgrading. Not gonna lie, agree with that. And he says our fan base just makes me sick to my soul at times. I'm literally on the fence with Arteta, but if we don't win anything this season, then it's adios. Especially if Slot wins in his first season with Liverpool.
Oh God, if he wins the title,
Bro,
That'd be insane.
If he wins the title, man. I used to think because I do, you know me, Grizz. I've got my beef with some of your fan base, but what I would give now I think about it, what I would give for Slot to win that on Arteta's head top, yo,
It would be
oh
hilarious.
my days,
But
belt to arse, bro.
It gets
Belt to arse, the floggings.
it's been done. Like I'm saying, it'd be a massive achievement, but it has been done before. Managers have come and won the league in their first season.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about
managers.
I'm talking about Turkish. I'm talking. Forget about the Liverpool side. I'm talking about the Arsenal side, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%. We wait 5 years. A lot of our fan base comparing the story to Klopp's, and then what? Liverpool get another fan in, another manager in, and they win it. While we're still comparing to Klopp, please. Miss me with that at the end of the season, man. There was an interesting stat by Sky after the game showing the average age of the Chelsea squad and the youngest Prem winners, both Chelsea, 23 and 25 respectively in the 04-05 season. Okay.
Yeah.
We had a bad run between those international breaks and some tough away games. I hope we go on a big run until the end of January and see what the gap is at the top. Well, first weekend of February is City Arsenal. Well, Arsenal City. So, like I said, win 10 games in a row, go into mid-Jan and see where we're at. But yeah, don't
just
hold
saying your next 3 games.
Forest.
Next 3 games: Forest at home, West Ham away, Man United at home.
light work, all 3. And they don't count Man United.
That should be 3 wins.
Easy.
But obviously, Matisse was telling us how incredibly difficult the Forest game is going to be. So
It's fine because Tottenham have not played them yet. Me and Grizz have, and we will tell you.
Arsenal are better than Tottenham. So what's your point?
Yeah, but I'm saying my team and Grizz's team have played Nottingham Forest. We know how
Arsenal are better than you. So why what is that?
Listen, right now Arsenal are not miles better than us, and they didn't show that on the pitch on the weekend. So Arsenal
by that logic,
Arsenal need to prove that
they're miles better than Man United, and you're not miles better than us as well.
But the table's tight, brother, isn't it? But I'm saying based upon performances this season. Based upon performances this season, you can't say Arsenal are way clear of us in terms of performance.
I'm not talking about performances this season,
right? Then, so why are you saying they're not?
Yeah, but you jumped out the mud bath.
You know what? Can you stop? Can you
out the bath, man,
bro? Can you stop? Can you use what's in that brain of yours?
Yeah, I mean, bro,
I'm obviously not talking about
they're cozy.
So why are you pretending like me saying Nottingham Forest's difficult game is some sort of weird thing? Do you know what? Let that result come in, because if Nottingham Forest get result at Emirates, you should be getting clipped. Nobody else, you should be getting clipped.
All I said is this.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We heard
it. You know what Toby said?
You're gonna get clipped.
SAEED, do you know what I said? I said you've got a couple fixtures coming up. Fixtures that you would expect Arsenal to win. This guy's flipping. Oh my God, how dare you say that? Nottingham Forest, it's a difficult game. I'm like, bro, I didn't even say it's going to be light work. I said they're at home against Nottingham Forest. That's a game you expect Arsenal to win 9 out of 10 times. No matter what form Nottingham Forest are in. No matter what form. End of discussion.
No, that's fair.
And you'd think I said, oh my God, they're going to destroy Nottingham Forest. No, I want to hear what I want to hear what more he has to say on the
We
fixture.
have 2 hours. We still need to cook your team. The
Yeah,
way
cook
you
my
have
team,
delayed,
please.
the way you have delayed us talking about this Ipswich game is a monumental
I've not
effort.
delayed
Can we
anything.
get into it, Turkish?
I've
Shall
not
we
delayed
pause the
anything.
season?
It's
Let
only
me
got
get-
Everyone be shut up when we
It's
can.
impressive. 2 hours
Okay,
and you
okay.
still haven't spoken about your
Let's get this
L
in the chat.
at home
I want
to
you to speak.
Ipswich Town, the team
you-
that had not
Please,
won a
let-
game all season. Now let's just get into it now. You lost to Ipswich at home, and you have talked so much in this show. Ipswich at home, fucking Ipswich. Let's
Yep.
really talk about it. You
Talk.
lost at home to Ipswich.
Mhm.
Why are you smiling on this stream? Why are you grinning? Why am I seeing teeth? Why are you in your dressing gown?
Your dressing gown.
At
Because
home, not even
Why
away.
are you
You know?
smiling?
I'm
Why are
gonna
you
do
at home? He's
something.
saying-
I'm gonna do
he's not
something.
saying
Matisse.
why are you at. He's not saying why.
And you, do you know what's so bad?
Why are you at home?
You didn't even lose to Ipswich at home because you battered down the door and you were just like clear of them, and it was just an incredible masterclass from the goalkeeper. You just lost because you were just shit. That's what's incredible.
Bro.
You didn't
How
even
do I
create
share
much.
my screen?
You were
I'm
just
trying
shit.
to share my screen.
It's incredible. Ipswich
don't
at
share
home,
my
and this
screen.
guy's smiling, talking a lot on the show.
Bro,
How do I
You
share
shouldn't
my
even be-
screen?
You should be wearing a balaclava.
That's named the Tractor Boys, bro.
Fucking
You know
hell,
what I
man.
mean?
I'm
Everyone
trying to
get the
share my
tractor
screen.
emojis in the chat. Everyone get the tractor.
Don't worry about how you
emojis,
can
man.
share your screen. You're not sharing.
I
it.
don't
share-
share.
I
Put
don't
my thing
phones
up.
here.
Put my
I'm
thing
not
up.
sharing
So
it. I'm not
I
sharing
want you're cooking me, rightly so. So I want to give you my reaction. Put my thing
I'm
up.
not sharing. I'm
Go
not
on.
sharing the screen.
Can someone
Can I
like share?
ask Tom's a question? Can I ask Tom's a question there?
I can't. I'm not even.
Do you agree with the statement, bottlers in it? Do you agree with that now? Because the last time we spoke and I put that video,
Yeah, he got
and
angry.
you went, "Are you fucking out of your mind?"
Yeah. Are you out of your mind?
So now, do you agree with the statement? That's
Have
it.
you got no self?
I didn't disagree with the statement. I just found it rich.
Brother, the word
That was-
bottlers came from Tottenham. Don't ever
Came
forget
from
that,
Tottenham.
bro.
saying.
I didn't. Did you just hear what I said? I didn't
I don't care
disagree
what you
with the
said. I
statement.
don't really care.
You,
I'm answering
you better,
Saeed's question.
yo.
I'm just
You
answering
better,
Saeed's
you better shut
question.
your mouth over there because you're
My
talking
friend
about.
asked,
you're talking
my
about
friend
bottle.
asked the question.
You better
and I'm
shut your mouth
answering
over there
it,
because
bro.
you're talking
I'm
about
the
bottle
host.
job.
Can I answer
Don't make
questions
me,
of the panel?
don't
I
make
don't
me
care.
slap you back to
What's going on?
22-23
I don't
when you
care.
had the most historic bottle job this Premier League has ever seen.
Where
Don't
has
talk
the
to me
word
about
bottlers
bottles.
come from, bro?
Don't talk
Where
to me
has
about
the word
bottles.
bottlers
Because,
come from?
bro,
Tell me.
if I slap you back to 22-23, my pimp hand is strong. If I slap you back to 22-23
Yeah.
and you tell me of the historic bottle job that your
Oh.
team committed, the
Okay.
atrocities that your team
Okay.
committed,
Okay.
please,
Okay.
you saying that we're synonymous with bottling. Yes, we
does
are.
it? Does it take?
Yes, we are.
Exactly. So that's all I said. So why are you?
Yeah, but
arguing? Why are you
How
arguing
could I-
the fact?
Yes, but so are you.
He said yes,
So
we
are
are.
you.
Bro,
So are
Steve,
you.
We
Guys.
bottled the league title. Yes, we did. United have bottled the league
It's
title.
not just
Yes,
the
they
league
have.
title. It's
Like
not just league
Liverpool-
title, it's top four.
Actually, Liverpool
it's
haven't.
Europa
That's-
League. There's so much shit you've bottled over the last couple of years, bro.
But
What-
the
what are
word
you
comes
saying?
from Tottenham. The word comes from Tottenham. That's
It
a fact, right?
originates from Tottenham.
It comes
Oh,
from.
really?
Doesn't it?
You know what?
Can I carry on the
F,
cooking?
you know
boy?
what?
Can I
F where
carry
it
on?
originates from. you know?
Saeed, carry on, man.
My issue was Saeed was literally saying bottlers in it, and I'm like, you are literally muddier than we are. And fair enough. If you want to shit on Spurs, you can. Man United could be
I need
20.
a bit of trophies to show
Look,
for
Man
it.
United
You know
could
what
be
I'm
20
saying?
and they can shit on Tottenham. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. But I just found it crazy that it's like you're literally calling us something that you are. Like,
Bottlers in it. That's all I want to say
if
to
I
you,
said
baby.
Spurs are, I say Spurs for me, they're not a good side. They're not a good side.
No,
I
you're
would
a
say
shit
they're not a
side.
good side.
You're a
But
shit
I'll say
side.
the same with Man United. Like
You
you are
know what you
literally
are, you know what
talking
you
about
are.
us like
You
you
just-
don't bottle
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what you use,
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
man?
yeah.
You're pathetic. You know. I'll tell you why you're pathetic.
Go on,
You
tell us.
go on and
No
win
way
against
you call
West Ham.
it pathetic.
No, listen, man, I'm cooking, man. Because
I'm
if you
cooking.
get to United, it's always, you know, United,
He's
crash
got
it
his
on
hand in
United.
his head.
Crash it on United, crash it on United. It's the name of the show, in it, and it's easy, in it. But we're talking.
But we literally did crash it on United. If we're such
Can
a
I land
shit
my
team
point,
and we crashed it
man?
on you,
let him
but it's the
land.
truth.
2
Am
hours
I
and 8
lying here?
minutes.
That's
Tired.
doesn't that make it worse? We're not
It's been a
good.
long day.
We're not good. We've literally, Steve. We've
You,
literally
man.
won, we've literally won like 3 or 4 away games, all 2024, and we came to your ground and
You want a
crashed it
trophy
on
for
your
that?
head.
You keep talking about this day at Old Trafford. Do you want a trophy
You
for that,
brought
bro?
it up.
Yeah.
You said
What
you
does
spoke
it
about
mean
crashing, so I
when you
mentioned
get beat by
crashing.
Ipswich? What does it mean when you go to Crystal Palace, who have not won all season, and you hand them their 3 points? What does it mean?
Agree. I'm gonna
What does
keep
it mean
quiet.
when you let Ipswich
keep quiet.
come to your ground here and you had Draggers in, a Romero on the floor, bro? sliding. I think they're still sliding, you know. Someone told me that Dragons and Romero still sliding on the floor, bro.
Someone told me
You know what I'm saying? Like, broski, you man, and this Ange guy as well, man. Can he actually look at the camera when he's lost, by the way? Can we actually face the camera and say, yo, all right, mate? Like, this head down, like, we're not gonna feel sorry for you, mate. Yeah? So and TOBS, man, he's just smiling through this. I want to know, how do you smile through this shitness? Like,
just a couple of things.
Talk
Just
to me.
a couple of things, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Dragostin or Dragostin or whatever his name is, I told you he's dog shit, and he's proving to be absolute dog shit. Centre back, your issue is so mad without what's his name? The Dutchman who's injured, Van der Ven. Without Van der Ven, your central defense looks spooky because Romero's just so hit and miss. But a couple of weeks back, we were talking, like Spurs fans were telling us about Kulusevski gets into every midfield in the Premier League.
Who the hell said that?
You know, innit?
That was.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
was some
Who the
comment.
hell said that?
There was
I
some.
did have a
Jeff,
super
Jeff,
chat with you.
America.
Yeah,
And I didn't agree, but it was my man from America.
But
He dubbed.
every time,
Kulusevski gets
every
into
time-
every midfield in the world, not even just the
Oh, the
Premier, but in the
world. I thought
world.
it was
Yeah, it was
the
the world. And I had to say, slow down there, buddy. Slow
but
down
the
there,
thing
buddy.
is, right? The thing is, yeah. I mean, I look. I feel your pain. I'm not gonna lie. Forget the slogging, yeah. But what the fuck do you do with your club, though, bro?
Bro, this is
Like,
what
what
I'm saying.
happened?
We need
Like,
to talk
this-
about this, bro. Because
did they do?
Grizz, they just beat
Man
Aston
City.
Villa, battered them,
Aston Villa.
right? Battered
bro.
Aston Villa. They beat Man City in the cup. I know it wasn't Man City
Yeah.
on their A game, but still, always impressive to beat Manchester City. But then they go and lose. They lost to Galatasaray midweek, right? Cool.
No, lost. They got pushed.
Yeah, they got-
up.
It can happen. It can happen. Honestly,
Should've
away
been
in Turkey
7-8.
with that atmosphere, TOBS saw it up front. It can happen. But don't go and lose to Ipswich at home. Don't lose to Palace, who haven't lost the game all season. Tottenham are so weird because they'll win the hard games and they'll lose the easy ones.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, but
what do you do now?
consistently
Because-
for years, for
but bro,
decades.
that's what you can go back to Tim Sherwood cussing out
Yeah,
the culture of this
decades.
club. You can go to
Decades.
Conte cussing the culture of this club. You can go back to Mourinho getting sacked because he's probably going to get a payout if he won the trophy, God forbid, at this club. Tottenham, every single year, find a way to just drift in flirtation. We're a good team and we play some grand spanking football, but we're going to throw in these howlers every now and then, or actually quite frequently, just to fuck with you, just to keep you humble. And it's like, I'm not even gonna sit here and ask TOBS about Ange out because I'm not gonna disrespect. What is the point of saying Ange out at this point?
What is the
What is
point?
the point of saying sack him and bringing who? And
Who?
bringing who? When
They find
the
who
ownership and when
Spurs.
the culture of the club is to re-sign Timo Werner, it is to continue to keep signing these young players that are not able to influence the starting 11 and to actually compete. What is the point of saying Ange out?
What is
Ange-
the point of Spurs?
Ange has to take responsibility because we know Ange is stubborn. We know Ange has got his
Nah,
flaws.
Grizz,
But
you're nasty.
if you sack Ange and you bring in who? Thomas Frank, people say Gary O'Neill. We all know that is not going to get Tottenham to the position of the promised land.
But
So
this is why
Tottenham-
this is why what Levy's done is a gift and a curse. Honestly,
Mad.
Go on. Explain.
Why is it?
You feel like he's
Why
giving
do
him
you
a
think-
bit of hope, and then he's, you know.
Why is it?
Bro.
Listen, last season, yeah, they had an Ed
What they
Sheeran
need
tribute act outside the ground. Now they've got Ed Sheeran and his tractor spreading shit in the ground. You know what I mean? It's fucking terrible in there. And that Ange, I'm not being funny, Toby. I know the Tottenham fans are depressed. The whole place is depressed. You got the biggest screen on the wall and all that. You know, we know all that bullshit. But the place is fucking depressing, mate. And then when you see him, Paul Bearer, get wheeled out in his shit suit, and he's looking down and he's going, yep. Well, what do you think about this? Yeah, I've got to fix it. He's fucking depressing, mate. You need to get that depressing gown, pack it up nice, send it to Tottenham's ground for Big Ange. I'd rather him come out in that because at least we know how he's feeling. But you can't get confidence off a manager like that. The players must be looking at him thinking, fuck me, mate. Cheer up, man. Give us some ambition. Give us something. It's all right pre-season, talking on press conferences, coming across nice, and everyone says, oh, isn't he a good guy? When the shit hits the fan, he's sulking like some fucking big Care Bear that's been told off.
if you lot walked into the most exclusive rave ever, yeah, suited and booted, you needed to be prim proper to get in, and you saw a man in there with sliders, with a hole in his socks, with shorts on, a vest, a dirty shirt. You expect that guy to walk out with the best looking woman?
No.
No, they
listen.
they
Sorry,
kept it
sorry.
through the side door.
Sorry,
That's exactly
I can
what
take
it
I can
was.
take the stick. I can take us being told we're directionless. I can take the manager stick. I won't have this rubbish. Honestly, this is a quick fire way to get me angry. And if you get me angry, we're gonna be here for 3 hours. Big man thing. Big and serious, we're gonna be here for 3 hours because I can't stand this chat. I cannot,
Do you
and I
man
will not
deserve to
stand
be in this
this
rave?
chat.
Do you man deserve to be in this rave?
Bruv.
Honestly,
Bruv, I beg you stop
you all have
waffling.
to show titles
I
to get in
beg
this
you
rave.
stop waffling.
You have to
He
show.
came into this team. He bought this team at a period where we were low. He then made a habit, a business model of continuously selling our best players. Right? You're talking about, oh, he did all this good work for you. Spurs for a good decade under his reign was continuously selling our best players to giants, to English giants, to foreign giants, to fund the money that you were praising him for spending.
Gift and a curse.
What do you mean gift and a curse? It's stupid. If it was really a gift, we'd keep those players and you'd spend more money so the team get better. But no, we couldn't do that. The money that you're praising him for spending in that period, oh, they spent more than Arsenal. Yeah, but that's because we're turning over. We're turning over a lot of money because we're selling our assets. And now we got to a point where we don't have to sell our best players, and we're still not spending the money. That's on an equal level to our so-called rivals.
Yeah, but you're going off tangent. Like, all I ask is how.
No, I'm not going off tangent. I'm literally stopping you in your tracks. I'm stopping you in your tracks for this nonsense this rhetoric that you love to push, right? When someone criticizes Daniel Levy, you will say, oh, it's a gift and a curse, right? Daniel Levy has done good things for Tottenham. He's a superb businessman, but he's a terrible owner. If you had Daniel Levy as your owner, that literally that's close to bursting blood vessels over you not getting £100 million striker and instead getting a 65 million pound player, bro, you would lose your rag week in, week out.
Our owners are worse than yours.
Oh no, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
They are. Yes, they are.
How? Why are they worse than yours? Why are they worse than us?
When the Kroenkes took over Arsenal, we had won the league 3 times in the last 7 years. We was in the Champions League final. We had legends. We had GOATs. We had the greatest player of all time, who we've just discussed on today's show. Since they took over ownership from 15% to 35%, all the way through to 2018, 100%. You look at the value of both clubs, and Tottenham's value was in and around, at times, surpassed Arsenal's value as a club. In that time, you got into the big 6. In that time, you started finishing above Arsenal 6-7 times in a row. But listen, at the time Kroenkes bought Arsenal, you lot was nothing to us. I promise you. Now, 20 years later, because of Arsenal falling off and Levy doing shrewd business behind the scenes and coming up a little bit, that's why I say, from my perspective, that's my honest perspective. Our owners did this to us. Your owners gave you, in terms of, like, when I say this rave analogy, I truly mean it. I don't get how the big 6.
But you chat shit. You chat.
Why?
Do you know how you chat? Do you know how you chat so much shit? Yeah, it's your analogy is so flawed, right? Because okay, cool. Props for getting into the rave with your banged up shoes, etc., etc. But now you said, hey, you know what? I might.
Now
this is the exact analogy. You said, I've been able to get into this rave, right, through navigating. There was a point where I used to like Daniel Levy. I've said this repeatedly. Back in 2010 to around 2013, sorry. In fact, 2010, I used to like Daniel Levy. From 2012 onwards, that's when I'm like, something's not right here. Harry Redknapp sitting third in the Premier League, mind you, against Man City, against Chelsea, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, third in the Premier League, reinforcements in January, and we get Louis Saha and Ryan Nelson on a free transfer. And
brother,
you're telling me that
we needed a striker, and we bought Kim Kallstrom with a broken
bro. No. But I'm trying to explain to you the type of owner that you're worshipping, right?
I'm not worshipping him. I'm just saying, have a bit more respect for a man that's brought you into the rave, and you're not.
You said you're talking. The way you speak, you basically make it out like Spurs fans have no right to be angry at Daniel Levy, and it's stupid. It is the most stupid way of looking at his tenure possible. It's so silly, right? Nobody will dispute that Daniel Levy has done some positives for Spurs. But in the end of the day, a guy who came to a club that, believe it or not, actually used to win a trophy a couple of years. Believe it or not, that used to be a thing under Tottenham Hotspur. Before Daniel Levy came in, Spurs won like 2 or 3 trophies in a 10-year period. Since Daniel Levy's come to the club, we've won 1 trophy in like 22 years. So all that stuff you're talking about, oh yeah, he's upped your standing in football. He has done those things, but he's never ever taking the football side seriously. He's never taken it seriously. He's looked at Tottenham as a cash cow. So when you're talking about, oh, getting into the rave, cool. What's the point in getting into the rave if you ain't gonna bag any girls?
Whoa. Wanted to get into the rave.
Yo, man.
Stay out of the rave.
No, I'm using his analogy. What's the point?
Oh, okay.
So we're spending. You're right. We've got this new shiny stadium. We've got the power to actually spend more money. We're spending more money. But are we going out and pushing the boat out and getting the players that can really push Tottenham from 5th to 2nd? Are we doing that?
Not now. You're not.
When since we've moved into this new stadium, how consistently have we done that?
Okay. It hasn't been long since you moved in, but
no. How consistently have we done that? And his exact words were
ambition there.
His exact words. I remember. The exact words from Daniel Levy. There's an article. Go Google it. He said this stadium is going to be we're going to operate differently. It's going to be a game changer for Tottenham. And okay, you can look at finances and say, yeah, Spurs are spending more money. We're spending a lot more money. But are we bringing in the players that can really put Tottenham as a serious force in your eyes, in GRIZZ's eyes, in Steve's eyes? What business have we done in the last 5 years for anyone on this panel to say, yeah, Spurs are serious this season. Yeah, they're really going to challenge. I've been on the Big 6 4 years. 4 years. At no point have Tottenham ever really been taken seriously as a title contender since moving into this new stadium.
Yeah,
despite spending more money.
But on the subject of buying players, like on the subject of you just said
why is that?
When have we bought a player that you think, okay, they mean business now? Could probably say the same for Arsenal. You could probably say the same for
Turkish. You talk about your period. You talk about your period of austerity, yeah, when the Kroenkes came in. This guy landed on Pochettino.
Didn't it?
So he signed. They got Pochettino. They didn't expect Pochettino to be as good as he was. When Arteta showed signs that he could challenge, did he or did he not get players to back his cause? Jesus, Zinchenko, Rice, Kai Havertz. Okay, you missed out on your Mudryks, etc., but he got sizable backing. With Pochettino, because of the new stadium, Poch, what's your reward for challenging for a title? Oh, we'll give you Wanyama for 11 million, fantastic signing. We'll give you a shit Dutch striker called Janssen, and we'll give you some random French winger in Kudu. So this is a guy that's actually proved exactly. This is a guy that's proven that he can challenge. And what did he get? What did he get? So don't talk to me about Daniel Levy. He's burnt his bridges, as far as I'm concerned, with me. I don't know about any other Spurs fan. I ain't speaking for any other Spurs fan. I'm speaking for me, right? Don't talk to me about no fucking Daniel Levy. Don't want to hear his name.
We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out.
But really, there's no solution to your issue until that owner leaves for you.
Right? There's no solutions until your ownership changes.
At the top, I mean, yeah, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. But I'm not gonna come here. I'm not gonna come. I didn't want the conversation to go to that side, right? I'm not gonna come here and tell you that Daniel Levy is the reason why we can't beat Ipswich, why we can't beat Crystal Palace away. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. Whatever I think of Daniel Levy, whatever I think of our attitude when it comes to strengthening the squad, Spurs are more than capable of picking up more points than they have done this season. And that is an indictment on the players and the manager. End of discussion. If you watch my post, I just say I was cussing both. I didn't even mention Daniel Levy.
Eli, I didn't know this is an argument on Twitter. I've never seen no one give Levy the praise he deserves. So if it is a Twitter one, I apologize.
Can you give us 3 players that you want out of your club right now? Right now, 3 names.
Werner's going to be one of them.
We'll talk about the 11 as well.
Yeah, no, you're not squad bullshit like random. 3 players out of that starting 11 that you don't want.
Start with Romero.
I want Son permanently benched as a rotation piece. I want Brennan Johnson. If I had it my way, I would sell him. Honestly, I've said this a million times. I would sell him. And honestly, I would sell one of Basuma or Bentancur. I'm tired. I'm tired of having inconsistent number sixes. I would sell one of them. Genuinely, I would. I would sell one of them.
From Rice and Basuma conversations here to selling him.
I would. I would.
How mad that is in the space of less than a year.
I've had enough of this.
Months.
I've had enough of this.
Months.
I would. And Romero as well. Romero's got 2 years left on his deal. If he doesn't want to sign a new deal this summer, I'd be comfortable with the club selling him as well. I would.
Romero, yeah.
If he doesn't sign a new deal this summer, which
Saeed, we got him.
Oh, you don't care about Romero?
it's not. Again, I didn't say I don't care about Romero. I said if he
We
doesn't
got
sign
him.
a new deal this summer, I'll get rid of him.
Get
You know
out,
what
Romero.
I've heard? No, what I've heard. I
Get out,
swear.
Basuma.
You know me, I check the Romero Twitter search. You know, let me just have a quick dive. You know, there was a lot of Tottenham fans told me, no disrespect, they were saying, they don't feel like Romero's heart's in it and his head's in it.
Yeah,
And they feel like
he's been shit. He's been rubbish. He's been rubbish. He's not playing to the level that he played at last season. And I don't know whether this is your head somewhere else or whether you're just legitimately just playing shit. Maybe you're just not that good. But whatever it is, honestly, I have no time for it. I just need our players to play well. I just need our manager to coach better. It's just a sad state of affairs. It's pathetic. It's honestly pathetic. Like Grizz was right. It's pathetic. And any Spurs fan who's watching this say, "Oh, you don't defend our club." I couldn't care less. The club don't defend themselves. Sorry, 5 losses in 11. I actually couldn't care less.
Wow.
Ipswich.
5 losses in 11.
Ipswich,
I
bro.
know. And it could be 6 against
Even when I talk
against
about
Man
it, it's
City.
making me angry again. It's making me angry again just speaking about it. I was actually having a good time because I didn't have to think about it. I was literally.
I heard your post-match reaction was half an hour long. Yeah, Turkish outside the door waiting to do his review.
It wasn't half an hour long, but I was fuming. I was fuming because I'm sick to death of seeing all this bullshit about, but they put 4 past Aston Villa. Oh, we got XG, all of this. Fuck all of that, bro. We're conceding over a goal a game. We're not getting enough points. We're so inconsistent. We've been one of the most inconsistent sides in 2024. I think since that Chelsea defeat, I've seen a stat. We've played 1, 2, 3. I think we've won 17, drawn 5, lost 17.
Wow.
It's mental, bro. It's
At some
mental,
point,
bro.
at some point, I'll be honest, you got to pack it in and give up because you lot are just
He's
endless-
close, Matisse.
endless
He's close.
cycle of just the same shit every single
Do you know,
season.
Matisse,
You can't even blag it as well. You can't even blag it and be like, "Oh,
Do you know why I
we can
joke
see light
about
at the
the
end of the
brother-
tunnel."
They're not a
There's
good
no
side.
light. There's no
They're
light
not-
at the end of the tunnel, man. It's just the same.
They're-
It's the
they're-
same conversation.
right. They're not a
Steve's
good-
falling asleep, right? Steve's falling asleep. It's the same conversations every single season.
They're not a
no
good
light at
side,
the end of the tunnel.
honestly. And they're simply not a good side. And
Why
I would
did
love to-
Tottenham fans go with it though? Why is it not like a demonstration? Why is
Where's
no
the
one
riot?
kicking
Fans
off
don't
about
fuck with it. I don't think, but all of this, I don't think Spurs fans. I can't speak for all Spurs fans, but I know Spurs fans I speak to, they don't put up with it. They're routinely trying to get some
they are,
level
to
of
be fair.
change.
Yeah.
But for me, there comes a point where it's just.
Yeah, but having a karaoke competition on the pavement outside ain't going to get Levy to fuck off.
Yeah, but that's literally, Steve. You're looking at one, like you're looking like a 5%.
What else has been done?
fans.
What
Come
else
on.
has been done?
Nothing been
we
done,
tried
man.
to
At least
protest.
Saeed got his bed sheet out, sprayed it, glazes out, stood outside on the hill on his own. Traps and all them men fucking left him in the trenches. So he's got 100% respect. If you don't get your fucking bed sheet out in the next few months and get on that fucking high road, I want to see a duvet with Levy out. If you're not, mate, yeah, I don't want to hear any of this fucking bullshit because this isn't like feel sorry for Toby out of this. I know he sat there in the dressing gown, but do something about it, man. Start the movement and get the prick out.
It's true, you know. You should actually.
He's got a point.
Pay your money, eat your hot dog, go to the concert, go to the go.
I had a Ricketts movement. You know what I mean? I had a Ricketts movement.
We've tried.
Saeed's
We've
had
tried,
a.
bro.
you know what I
This is
mean?
what I don't get.
Yeah.
There's been. You can probably.
Yeah, but it worked, Matisse and Saeed. Your ownership changed. It worked.
Yeah.
It actually
Please,
worked.
man.
Continue.
Saeed, fair enough. Matisse, come on, man.
What do you mean,
to be
Matisse?
fair, that was 'cause
Mine
of
was
the
actually
Ricketts
mine was actually better. Sorry, Saeed, but mine
Yeah,
actually
you know
was
what? No,
better.
it's true, it's true.
I
I
had
agree.
better turnout. You know what I mean? We was on TV. I don't disrespect my
Yeah,
team.
you're campaigning for.
There's no one in
for
Europe.
Super League.
Like these teams in Europe, mate,
Let's
the
be
training
serious.
ground. Yeah, they'll fucking kick it off there. Your training ground's got half of North Korea outside it, waving flags for Son Ming Dong, whatever he's called. Yeah, and you lot are just taking it on the chin, paying grands every year for a fucking a season ticket, paying £9 for an hot dog, and buzzing because the other week when I went there, mate, to tell you what the fuck is that guy doing with the trumpet? Why are they turning the lights off and some guys playing?
Adds to the atmosphere. Steve,
You've only got one fucking song.
But Steve,
you know that funeral, man.
You know this more than most, yeah. You know this more than most. So, like, take me as an example, right? I didn't get the opportunity to watch as many Spurs games live as a kid. Now I'm a season ticket holder. If I did what you said and gave up my season ticket because I can't stand the ownership, that sets me back. So when he does leave eventually, I can't get a seat back.
And look who's here with you, brother, holding it down. Me again.
Oh, shit, man. Just pack it up, man. Pack it up. I've had enough, man.
This guy's crazy. These guys are actually mental, bro.
I've had enough. Wrap it up.
You're mental, bro. You're actually mental.
Let me get some super chats in before we do wrap it up, because I've got a hell of a lot that I'm not going to be able to get
Before
through.
you do wrap it up, though, sorry, just my last point on this is very small. Again, Daniel Levy is the root cause. The ownership is the root cause, but I don't want it to take away from how badly these players and the manager are performing. Maybe badly is the wrong word, but how inconsistent they are. In fact, how badly we are defensively. Don't care about. Everyone focuses on the cliches of the high lines, the set pieces. Spurs aren't even conceding that many goals from set plays or transitions. We're just terrible at actually defending. Like, if you look at some of the goals we concede, it's really bad. It's so bad. So bad.
Yeah, Elisa says, Turkish, careful. Relationships in boardrooms play a major role. Levy has been free and clear. There's absolutely no debate that Levy is a sporting disaster. I don't know how Tottenham making it into Big Six without winning a major trophy is a sporting disaster, bro. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, okay. He also says, don't. I'm not trying to draw you out here. I'm just answering a super chat. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Big Steve, too many Arsenal fans moving wild, so I've decided to carry the cross. I will reaffirm our bet for the league, and GRIZZ can join in if he has it in him.
I'm not gonna lie. The kind of money that Elisa is carrying around with him,
10K.
What was it again?
I don't wish to bet with you, brother.
10K.
Yeah, stupid.
What was the bet?
10K. Arsenal win the
Brother,
league.
it doesn't matter what the bet is. Did you not hear 10K? What are you betting over 10K?
I'm just asking.
The league.
Okay.
You want the league bet?
Brother, did you hear 10K?
Arsenal
no?
winning
10K, yeah.
10K.
So what are you going? Did you not hear?
Lord have mercy.
Bro, the way Arsenal are moving now, at least give it a couple of weeks, bro. I might even bet you on that because it ain't happening, my bro. 10K, I can't let you bet two people 10K. That's 20K down, bro. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
There's nothing to do with Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City that I'm betting 10K over. I'm sorry. That's mad.
Daniel, big up Daniel Desi. Hope you're good, my brother. He says the fan base is very split at the moment. We are linked with Stavely, but will Levy give up control? Also,
Probably
to
not.
GRIZZ, I would get rid of Basuma, Maddison, and Johnson.
Wow.
I'm not getting rid of Maddison. We that's the
Matters.
problem. That's the problem. The thing is, even if you say, okay, cool, Maddison's not starter, I don't agree, but fine. Even if you said that, Spurs, that is the exact problem. We don't have enough ballers in the team. We don't have enough players with ingenuity in the side.
I don't know where you go. And this is no trolling. This is no joke. This is fucking trying to analyze this, right?
They don't go
I
anywhere.
don't know where they don't go anywhere.
But
Don't
I'll
go
tell you where
anywhere.
we're gonna go. I'll tell you where we're gonna go. We're probably gonna come back off the international break. We could be hit for free by Man City, but don't be surprised if we go there and pick up a point. Don't be surprised if we then go on and pick up 3 points. That's just who Spurs are right now. Like, I don't think this is a team that's just gonna keep like losing until we're 14th. But I think this is a team that's just gonna keep. We'll win, then we lose,
win.
then we lose,
Yeah.
then we win, then we lose. We're right now. Spurs for me are.
I can still get you to top six,
We're
though.
glorified
Yeah,
mid-table
but
side.
what does top six mean? What's top six?
Yeah,
They
but
make
Tottenham
top
is
six.
not
Who
too
cares? No, it's not good enough.
Win a
if
trophy, though. That's the
there's
main
no
aim.
point. There's no point in Tottenham making top six. They have to win a trophy this season. That's it.
100%.
That's the be all
100%.
and end all. This top six
Facts.
nonsense for Tottenham don't mean nothing.
Facts.
Top,
It
what's
means
top six.
fuck all. Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
Dan
And
said,
it's not me. It's not me saying that I want to finish 8th or anything. I don't want Spurs to finish 8th. You want to finish as high as possible, but the priority also should be winning a trophy. You should be looking to do both. My ideal scenario, what I demand, try and get into the top 4 and win a trophy.
Nah, that's fair.
Dan Boyle says, Ange unfortunately made the wrong decision going to this dead team and having all delusional fans that think one day it will all change. They will always be that shit on the bottom of the big 6 shoe. And C says, they only exist to give everyone 3 points. Udogi style best left back in the league, football genius in midfield, and the best centre back since Van Dijk in Romero to lose to Ipswich. I'm going to get a couple more in. That was the Tottenham ones I've seen anyway. Junaid said, yo, Turkish, I feel it coming. No striker this summer. Edu leaving, Chelsea getting Neto for us to get Sterling. Going back down with nothing to show. I've seen it before. Then judges ranting about injuries. And let me see. Let me lucky dip this one. What we got? Luis Diaz, 9 goals, 2 assists, playing 952 minutes in total. Is that not good enough, Tobes?
I don't care about Luis Diaz.
Fair. All right, cool. Last one from Blaze. Apologies if I haven't read out your super chat, people. This is probably the longest show we've ever done. It's coming up to midnight, nearly 3 hours. And obviously we prioritize the show and obviously appreciate the super chats. We're going to try get some that we missed last week on next Monday's call-in show. Don't forget about that. But apologies. You know, we moved. Blaze says SAEED, Faz, and the not bald fraud was the Biryani gang. What's Matisse's gang called? So Blue, you can call us the avatars or nerds only in aesthetics. That one came in early when Anita and Dami were still in the building. On that note, people, there's a table to show. True, there's a table to show. 2 correct scores for SAEED. Sees him top of the table.
Let's go, man.
Very close, though. SAEED's top.
Let's go.
I'm second, 43. Tobes 42, Matisse 41, Steve's on 40, and GRIZZ on 37. Everyone bar Tobes got a correct score this weekend.
GRIZZ loves the gap.
Spurs, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Spurs.
We had it nicely
You got a correct
synchronized.
score, though. You got a
But
correct
GRIZZ,
score.
we have it nicely synchronized. 1 point gap each. And
Told you, man. One year without the title, I had to come back for that, man. So I told you, man.
Oh, so it's done now, yeah? Okay, cool.
No, it's not done, but I'm just saying. I'm adamant. I need to get my title back. But it's quickly on United before we wrap up here. Yeah, man, routine win. Ruud van Nistelrooy ended on high. He's no longer going to be with United because originally it was a 2-year kind of contract, but fair play to Amorim. He said, you know what? I don't need you. I'm going to start off with a clean slate. And rightly so. I think you don't need any kind of people in his ears and tell him what to do and, you know, just advice. And I think for me, it's the right decision to make. And yeah, it was a routine win. Brilliant goal from Bruno Fernandes, brilliant goal from Garnacho. And yeah, man, very, very routine. Amad Diallo starting again and superb. Our best attacker for me. I keep saying it. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, Casemiro's playing well. Things are looking good. Like I said, the points are the points. You know what I'm saying? I think our next 3 games, I want 9 out of 9. 9 out of 9. Ipswich. Sorry. The next 2 games, 6 out of 6 before we go to Arsenal. So we need to beat Ipswich, beat Everton, then go into Arsenal game. And then we talk.
Yeah.
Have you got something for us?
He's on the Big 6 watch along SAEED for that one as well. So that one.
There you go.
Has you got something?
So I need to win them
for us?
2 games, please, because I need to come in with full chest, full energy, full commitment. Yeah. Because, yeah, we're going to talk.
We're going to talk. Give it a few weeks. All right, people. Apologies to United fans in the chat. I know you probably want to talk more about your club now,
That
considering
was the routine win, man. Leicester, come on, man. They're not.
Yeah, we'll be back in 10 days. Main show back again next week. Live calling back again Monday. We've got content coming out this week, so make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Closing in on 70k, but the road is to 100k. So make sure you're subscribed, people. Big up Matisse on 100. Show some love to the individual channels below. And like I said, we will be back for the main show in about 10 days or so. But we're live before that on the live call in Monday, and content coming out this week. So look out for it, people. And love for the love as always. Peace. We're out.